In French, in France, we would say baguette.
Yeah, baby!
Anyway, lead on. Allons-y, but not too fast. All right, let's go.
Hello, friends. Welcome in. How are you today? Happy Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. How is your day? Let me double check that everything is working, and then we will begin. My friends. Boop. But how was your Tuesday and or Wednesday? I guess some of you are already on Wednesday. How goes it all? All right. I think we're good to go. Question mark. We're all right. We're all right to go, I think. I feel like just every time I move my camera, I feel like something goes weird with it. All right. Yeah, I think we're good to go. So let's go ahead and start. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. How's it going? How's it going today, everybody? Sassy, you were first. Hello, how are you? Brad, welcome in. Tara Class, hello, how are you? Opons, welcome in. Karg, how are you? How's it going? How have you been? Gilmore, welcome. Hello. Also, how was everyone's weekend? Because I haven't seen you guys since Friday, so it's been a bit. So much could have happened by now. Also, I feel yellower on the screen, and I don't know what has happened. I think my camera settings are correct, so I don't know, but maybe this is just what I look like. I'm not really sure. I feel like it's usually a tinge more blue. It's more of a bluish white it's somewhere in the middle between, I don't know. The lights, I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys are all doing great. Say hello to people. Let's see. I've been a bit busy lately, but I'm doing good. Ooh, what have you been busy with? How about you? I'm doing pretty good. Hey Jet, how was your time at the courts today? We can talk about that. It was pretty intense, but I mean, it's going. I'll kind of give you guys a rundown of that in a minute. Took a mental health day today from work. Just woke up on the wrong side of the bed. No! Well, yay that you took a mental health day. I'm sorry that you're not having like the best of days. But I hope things get better. Has it been helpful? It's good. Hope you got plenty of rest, made it into a good, okay day. Hopefully. Going back home in a few days. How does it feel that you're going back home? I know you've been on vacation for a bit. Had an interesting time camping. Oh, that's right. How did camping go? So many bugs. That was not fun. I was very cold that night. No, yeah, that sounds about right. And yeah, I hate when going camping and stuff. One of the things that I hate the most is the bugs. It's just the worst. It was nice to relax in the mountain air. I bet, that's so nice. Just played some video games and ignored responsibilities. I hear that. I totally hear that, and that's awesome. You deserve it, Brent. Has it been helpful? Have you had a better day? Also, I can lower the music a bit. There we go. I hope it's been a good time. Has anything fun and/or exciting happened? Before we get into, I'm sure you guys are very curious about like jury stuff, and I can't fully tell you like details about the case at least yet, though I don't think I probably will give you guys details, like full-on details. But I can at this point I can at least talk about just my experience with it so far without like giving case details. I have been playing a lot of Lingo. The game is challenging my vocabulary and my ability to connect words in various ways. So many facepalm moments when the answers are glaringly obvious, but it took me hours to solve. Oh man, what kind of puzzles are they? Very refreshed, but I also want to go back home after a while. I hear that. As I think somebody on TV once said, I need a vacation from my vacation. So. Lingo dead. Lingo is dead. What? Lingo is dead? What? I've been helping my parents out in the store a lot over the past month and a half, but it's letting up a bit now. Oh, that's so nice. That's awesome. I saw, yeah, so that was one of the things I was going to mention. We did have a big earthquake. I did not feel it. It was so far away from me. So let me see. So the Aleutian Islands had an earthquake, which I wonder if I could. So, Alaska. I need an image of Alaska. A ping, please. Tools, color, transparent. So that's like proportional and it seems to have everything. All right, so Alaska. This is Alaska, everybody, if you don't know. This is what Alaska looks like. It's kind of hard to see, but this is Alaska. So where am I? I am... Zoom in. I am like right... Oh wait, you know what I could do? Hold on. Why am I putting it in front of my face when I could do this? There we go. So, gosh, reset, transform. There we go. So I am right there, ish. Anchorage is right in that little like crevice, sort of. No Man's Island. The earthquake was over like here-ish. So the distance between where I am and where those islands are is like hold on. Let me switch it to directions. It is, I want to see if I can find miles. Just show me here. How about I do this? It is approximately like 1,200 miles away from me. So it's very far away. So the earthquake was like a 7 point something. Did not feel it. But I just saw Alaska and I was like, oh no, Jet. No, you're totally good. Secret checked up on me. Yeah, I tweeted about it also. But what was interesting about it, because I was going to mention it anyway, was so I guess the earthquake was at like 11 to 11:30 p.m. something like that on Friday. I think it's either Friday or Saturday night. And I think it was Saturday night. I think it was Saturday night, and I had gone to bed early, or early for me. It was like 11, and I went to bed, and was laying in bed looking at my phone when all of a sudden, like, it sounds like tornado sirens almost, but it's coming from my phone. It's this blaring like very loud, full volume, 100% volume, even though my volume is like lower than that. I think it defaults to like max volume. And it's a message pops up on my screen and it says, tsunami warning, you are in danger. Go seek shelter, like go to some heights or whatever. It's always a very unnerving message to get, but it's a mistake, sort of, because where Anchorage is, like, the chances of a tsunami actually reaching Anchorage would be, like, a lot of things would have to line up that would be very difficult for it to. Like, there's just a very small chance that a tsunami would actually hit Anchorage. There's also like some stuff in the way. Anchorage is kind of tucked in the land, despite there being water there. And really the only other way is if it's like some kind of like killer tsunami. Like I'm not gonna be able to drive far enough, you know? Anyway, so I've gotten a tsunami message like years before, and I had to ask someone like, hey, do I need to do anything? And they're like, no, we just, yeah, no. But anyway, they canceled the tsunami warning for Anchorage a little bit after, maybe like 15 minutes after the warning went out. But it was just very shocking. And because I was laying in bed, I was starting to get a little sleepy, like browsing Reddit probably. And all of a sudden it was just like full volume yelling at me. I was like, my heart started beating a lot faster. I think my first thought was, sweet, so the Russians are attacking. Sweet, so there's a missile on the way and this is it. So, I think that was my first thought, because I didn't feel an earthquake. Every time we've gotten a tsunami warning in the past, it's because the earthquake was like near Anchorage. And so it was usually like, oh, things are shaking, and now I have a message on my phone. But this was like out of nowhere. They just went off. But anyway, yeah, so I'm fine. It's the people who had tsunami warnings really were like people who were on the like island chain, which they called the Aleutian Islands. So all of these people. But there's not many people who live out here. It's very small. There's really only like a handful that are like really populated with like maybe 100 people, I would imagine. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, well maybe there's a little bit more. One of them. So there's a place. There's a city called Unalaska. Which is I think that name's really interesting. Anyway, it's called Unalaska. There's like 4,000 people there, so that's fair. But how about? Okay, you see, this is better. There's another town called Adak. They have less than 200 people. So a lot of those towns out there are like pretty empty. They're either like hunting or fishing towns. But anyway, hold on, let me catch up. Because it's already late here, I sadly won't be staying long in your stream, but I hope it will be a nice time. Terra Class, thank you so much. If you're already gone, I thank you for being here, but I appreciate it. For those who don't know, I'm doing jury duty this week, and so the streams are going to be later than they normally are. I don't know how long they will go also, because I also still have more work to do. I'm a little tired. This is shots 3 and 4 of my espresso for today. Yeesh. So let's just see what happens. Oh, what is that island at the very far left? I could probably tell you. I don't actually know though. The furthest island left. Let's see. Oh, I wonder if this is. Hold on. My map. Yeah. Okay. I think this is. It's so the very furthest left island is Atu Island. And if I recall, it's split. So, is this right? I think it's like half owned by the US, half owned by Russia? Question mark? Something like that. It's like split, I'm pretty sure. Because I've heard about in Alaska there is an island that is like right in between Alaska and Russia, and I've heard that like so occasionally like soldiers would like they kind of just stop by, I guess, every once in a while, like just to check on it, I guess. No one lives there, and I've heard of like American soldiers, they'll leave like a random like bottle of alcohol there, and then like the Russians might leave like some vodka or something, and then they like just kind of do that. But anyway, that's at least what I've heard. So I imagine that's probably the island, because on the map it's like kind of split. But you're kind of right. It is kind of like No Man's Island. Nobody like lives there. They are wordplay puzzles, lots of anagrams or homophones, but the game takes place in a very trippy 3D world that feels like MC Escher painting. Ooh, that actually sounds really cool. I like MC Escher. Zona, welcome in. How are you? How's it going? How's your day? We have that for Amber Alerts. Yeah, so we'll get... So I feel like when we get an Amber Alert, it maybe just does like a really loud ping, or it'll vibrate kind of crazy. This was like... I usually have my phone on silent, like all the time, and this was like full blast, get to safety, which I mean, it makes sense, because it's like they want to make sure that you oh, so I can get rid of Alaska here. They want to make sure that you flee to safety, but it was a mistake because of yeah, I mean the chances that we would get one is very, very rare. Nightbot being a good bot and greeting everyone. Maybe it was a sky tsunami. Oh no, not a sky tsunami. My work had a fire alarm go off yesterday. It scared me. Sounds similar out of nowhere. Had to go out in the meeting spot in the parking lot in 100 Fahrenheit. No! On Alaska, like not Alaska. That's what I always think. I don't know where it comes from. It's probably the prosecutor who did it. You never know. Is it near Russian waters? The Atu is, yes. I think that's why it's split. And let's see. Oh, I got summoned for jury duty about 2 years ago, but it got canceled or something. Interesting. Yeah, so my jury duty, I went in yesterday, and I can tell you guys a little bit more about that. Went in yesterday for like the selection. I got selected, and today was the first day of the trial. Woo! So fun stuff. Quispy! Welcome in, Quispy. How are you? Excellent punny stream title, 100% support. Thank you so much. I try to do with a pun typically, but sometimes nobody looks at it. So, or they do look at it and they don't think it's funny, so no one says anything about it. Did Alaska get hoisted? Not yet. Doing good. Read some comics and manga today. Oh, you were talking about that you got some in the mail or something, right? Or you bought some recently? Is that right? Tap! Welcome in, Tap. How are you doing? How's your day? How's everybody going? Can't believe you became a lawyer since the last time I was here. Guys, I am prosecuting, and let's just say it's getting pretty cray over there. Our boy is growing up. Doing good. Also, I look and find them funny. Well, thank you. Now you're thinking of someone else, probably. Okay. Well, what manga did you read or books? How am I doing? Doing pretty good. This week is going to be kind of crazy because I'm doing jury duty. So it is just like the movies, pretty much. And by that, I mean, kind of. There's so much. Gosh, the like law aspects of everything, it's very fascinating how everything works. But I know I could never do it. I actually did. I don't think I've ever mentioned this. Maybe I have. In middle school, I did mock trial. So I had to learn about like the law system. And like we had to learn little bits, and then we had to like actually have a trial. Though I really got into it because I really enjoyed being the like I think I did it 2 summers. First summer I was a expert witness. I think I was a doctor of some kind. And the second, I was the defendant, and so you basically got to RP. I basically did law LARPing. Hold on. Maybe can we say it's like law LARPing, live action law role play? I don't know. Lawyerping. Maybe it was lawyerping. Yeah, I got to do that, and I had a blast, like just stretching my acting chops as a middle schooler. I will say, the case that I was the defendant hung jury. They could not decide if I did it or not. And you know what? I took a bow at the end of that. Let's see. Doing all right. Overcast day. Kept the Texas heat down. Oh, that's so nice, which was very needed. Good. I hope you're staying hydrated out there. How do you know this jury duty is real jury duty and not the sequel to the hit Amazon original Jury Duty? Is that the comedy? Somebody was literally talking about that today. And now I'm tempted to go watch it. I'm curious if it's good. Chainsaw Man, Dreamwalker Felix. Oh, I've never heard of that. And Warm Blood. Interesting. How are they? Has anyone shouted out objection yet? No shouts of objection. There was an objection. Maybe 2. Both were overruled, I think. So. How many times have the prosecutors yelled, "You can't handle the truth"? I'm none yet. I'm hoping 1. We haven't gotten to any like there have been a few witnesses, none that are like, it's all witnesses at this point. It's not like or you know, it's not the people, though I can say this. I think I don't think the person is going to take the stand, so it's I'm curious about that. It's really interesting because also Alaska law, like state by state, there's some things that are different. One of the things that I learned is that as in Alaska, you don't have to prove like any kind of motive, really. It is only purely based on just evidence. So they kind of told us we may not hear from. It's possible, we don't know yet. We may not hear from the defendant at all, and I kind of think we won't, because they already said at some point, if the defendant does not take the stand, like, you cannot hold that against them, or you cannot then fill in the blanks and say, well, are they trying to hide something or whatever. It is like, you kind of just have to take what they give you. And so they said a lot of times, like, a lot of what we're going to be experiencing is like them talking about things that happened, but not necessarily explaining why they happened or what then this one person did, or like it's kind of just like, it's really interesting because it's very opposite of, like, say, Ace Attorney or something, or like a show or something where they focus on, well, what's the story, like, what's really, like, what did this person do or what happened next or whatever. It's kind of like, it's going to be very, but I can tell you, it's a murder trial, so it's like, it's pretty intense. So we'll see how it goes. The real good, wait, where one person believes it's real, and oh yeah, okay, that's what the person was saying. I'm very curious how that'll be. I kind of want to watch it. Oh, they're all real good. I recommend them all. I like that we had the same idea about a question. Objection. You into comics, manga? By the way, did I say hello, Emmers? Emmers, hello. I'm sorry if I didn't say hello. How are you? Am I into comics and manga? I'm more into probably Western comics. Like, I love Marvel. I read a little bit of manga growing up, but it's not my go-to. So I read like a little bit of Naruto and I don't Bleach. I think I read some Bleach. I think that's really it. But I'm not opposed to it. I tend to either just end up watching the animes or the animus, if you will. Yeah, I end up reading more like Marvel stuff. Big X-Men fan, that kind of stuff. Hawkeye. Oh dang, yikes, that sounds intense. Yeah, it is. Moida, you say? It is a Moida case, in fact. I may or may not have stolen the fruit pie, Your Honor. No! Guilty. You know, maybe I'll hold off on this conversation so you're not overwhelmed with all the conversations going on. Oh, no, you're totally fine. Gosh. So, I guess first off, yesterday I had to go in. So, for those that don't know how this works, or you live in another country or whatever, got called in to jury duty. Got there, there's basically like a waiting room of, well, I should start here. So you go through security, and I actually brought my Switch with me because I was like, I don't know how long it's gonna take. I remember I have been called into jury duty once before, not here in Alaska, and I remember waiting for a very long time, and just sitting there, and I was like, I think then I was in college and I had like books and stuff, so like I was doing that. I maybe had my laptop, I don't remember, but I was like, I can't really work on anything. I'm not reading anything right now, really, so I'm just gonna bring my Switch. So did you visit the judge's Animal Crossing island? I wish. That would be awesome. That would be amazing. So brought my Switch with me, had it in a little sling bag, and went through security, and I put like you have to go, it's like airport security where they have the baskets, so you have to like put stuff, all the metal stuff in the baskets, move over, and so I like unzipped my little bag with the Switch and stuff just so they could see what it is, and put my stuff in there, walk through, and they tell me they need to like scan me or whatever, like the hand wavy thing, and they're like, Thank you, Tara, for the hydrate. Too bad Street passes in the thing. Imagine the possibilities. So awkward when it's the defendant, the defendant's island I'm on. So so I walk through and they tell me that I need to be like beep beep beep, like waved with the wand, and she's like she's like doing it, and then there's like a it starts beeping on my jacket, and I'm like, wait a minute, did I sometimes I carry a knife with me, like a pocket knife, and that's like extremely prohibited, and so I was like, oh gosh, and she was like, sir, do you have anything metal in your pockets? And I had to like, and I look, and I did have something metal in my pockets. In my jacket pocket were like 6 little tiny blades, also called keys. And I was like, my keys? And they're like, she was like, sir, there's no metal. And I was like, oh, right. Oh, gosh. and so I was like holding my keys in my hands like this, just kind of like, what do I do with this? And she was like, just hold them out. And like, so I had to do it again, but like held them in my hands. And then she checked again. She's like, okay, you're fine. And I was like, okay. I was like, I had already forgotten my coffee in my car yesterday. So I was like, I was a little out of it. I was very tired. I also, by the way, before jury duty yesterday, I had kind of like first day jitters, and so I actually woke up early, woke up at about 5 in the morning, got ready, drove outside of Anchorage, and went and took some photos. I took some photos of the mountains, and then I took a few photos of myself. You guys may notice I posted a picture on Twitter and asked which you guys liked better. A bunch of people voted, and so I've made that my profile for both Twitch and Twitter, and it'll be updated elsewhere. But anyway, so I did all of that. So did that, then I came back home, made coffee, left, and I ended up leaving the coffee in my car. So I left the keys in my jacket, and everything ended up being fine. Everything ended up being fine. Wow. I don't actually know how about the workings of jury duty, because I didn't even go in for the selection process. It got canceled for some reason. I just never went. Oh, that's totally fair. I guess sometimes things move around or they don't need people enough, but those are great picks. Thanks, Emmers. So, gosh, I went into there's a big room, has a bunch of people in it. They're all people who are waiting to see if they will be called.
In the mysterious land.
Gizmo, welcome in. How are you?
Canada.
I'm kind of telling the story of jury duty and stuff. But Gizmo, how are you? Hold it. They eventually called a group of us out. Let's see. The first thing, they took us to like a juror room where we just kind of waited. It was very silent. No one was really talking or anything. Eventually they then pull us from that room and bring us to the courtroom where, basically, and we had to fill out like a form earlier and stuff. And they so you go into the courtroom and you are introduced to the, attorneys and the like defense, so the prosecution of the defense, and they tell you very little about the case, but they kind of give you an idea of what it is. So they told us, this is a murder trial, and they kind of warned us that there will be some graphic stuff that we will be shown. They try to be very careful about it. And then they basically walk through like jury 101. And they say, and it's so funny because I'm thinking this has to be so exhausting after a while, like having to do this every time you have a case. You have to explain. I mean, it makes sense. You have to explain to the jury what they're even supposed to do, how they're supposed to do things, what they can't do. So like, I can't give you guys details about the case, but I can at least like give you guys just sort of like a view of my experience thus far. I don't think I will tell you guys about the case, but seeing what I've heard today, I don't know if there, I mean, maybe that's a Patreon exclusive. But for those who are like very curious. Yeah, so they kind of just like give you a heads up, but then they're like, you know, if you see any of the attorneys outside of the courtroom, you like don't approach them. If somebody finds out what case you're doing and they ask you questions about it, like you can't talk to them about it. You cannot talk to the jurors. We're not allowed to talk to each other about the case until not the trial is over, but basically until we start actually deliberating on all of the stuff. So we can't talk about it until we have heard all the evidence and everybody has testified and all that sort of stuff. So it's like super intense deliberation. So like the jury is going to like come together after all that stuff is done, and then we actually go through everything and all that. It's clear the Scranton Strangler, maybe. I'll go to have a nice stream. Tara, I hope you have a great day. We'll see you next time. That's what happens when a package arrives at your door. Wait, what happens? Anyway, so yesterday, deliberation, la 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 la. So, yesterday, they go through and they ask, after they're done kind of explaining everything, and it's already very fascinating, I will say. Watching the different, the prosecution and defense, how they like hold themselves, how they talk to you, like the jury, all of that stuff is very fascinating. There's like there's a lawyer meta that I feel like is really interesting to observe and see how they ask you questions and stuff. I will say, I feel like I've already picked up on some stuff about what to expect from what they're going to show us based on how they said certain things. And because they're kind of like gearing you up for like what you're going to hear. So it's just really... I don't know. It's just very interesting. It's fascinating. But anyway, they went and they talked to each of us. We all had a mic at some point. They asked us questions. Usually, so we filled out a form before. They asked us questions about the form, as well as like they asked questions about how do you define intent, or what does what is the weight of motive in like a situation? Would you say one of the questions that they asked us is if you went to a grocery store and you had a list of like 20 items and you get to the checkout line and you see a candy bar. You pick up the candy bar. You are there. You see the candy bar. You really start to want the candy bar. You buy the candy bar. Like, even though it's not on your list, and so you end up buying the candy bar. Did you intend to buy the candy bar? Was there intent to buy a candy bar? It's kind of an interesting question, because I think before they also had led up with like, how do you define intent? And a couple people said, like premeditated, or like you had to have planned for it or whatever. And so then they were like, well, what if, you know, you did not plan to buy a candy bar, but you did end up buying one. Is that intent? So like some of that is like very fascinating, I think. I also will say I'm a sucker for the definition of words and like having clear kind of rules and that kind of stuff. So that's like, I find that part really interesting. But so they went around, asked us questions. They also asked like, is there any reason why you would not be impartial as a juror? And we didn't really have anyone that like really like they're priming you for the differences between degrees of murder. Correct. And so one of the things that I love candy bars. So one of the things that I mentioned earlier, Gizmo, was that in Alaska, they do not have to like prove motive or anything. And so they don't have to like go into the whys of why someone did anything, or like what is in the case of a murder, why did somebody choose to murder somebody. All they have to do is just look, by looking at the evidence, does it make sense that this person beyond reasonable doubt murdered this person. So they kind of have been telling us we're not going to get into the whys, and so it's kind of interesting because then that I think that's the reason why they were talking about intent and all that stuff. Is there already does the means really not matter? I hold on, some typos maybe. Wait. Mens. I don't know what that is. Refers to criminal intent, the mind of a criminal. Yeah. So, I guess here in Alaska, they do not have to like talk about. They don't have to prove motive, or they said there won't be like a character witness or anything in this. It's not going to be anything like that. So they're just looks like it's going to be a bunch of expert witnesses and like pictures and videos and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we'll see about that. You don't have to know you don't have to know why, just if. Yes. Correct. And so that's kind of interesting to me because again, I was saying like it feels very different from say like an Ace Attorney or any kind of mystery game we play where you uncover why somebody did something. That may come up, but they kind of said already in advance that that's not like may not be a thing. Supposedly state by state here it's different. And so they said, like, if you've served on a jury duty as a juror in another state, you might recognize that Alaska does things differently. Or, like, and from state to state, it's just going to be different. But, yeah, so they don't have to prove there was motive or anything. It's just based beyond a reasonable doubt. Can you, like, say that it, you know, that something was committed, that something happened. So I find that very fascinating. It is interesting because I feel like I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a lot of questions, but again, that's really like, I mean, that's why they had when we were there, they had to kind of remind us like, this is why you're here. This is what's really important. Like, and that's, I think, also why they're like, you cannot really discuss this with the other jurors even. Like, you don't want to get any kind of outside influence as far as like what you think you know about this person or whatever. But Actus Ray is the actual act, so that seems what Alaska cares about. Interesting. Yeah, the whys will come out and then a made-for-TV movie. Right. Yeah, so it's interesting. I don't know which states do what and what's the ruling there, but interestingly, Alaska is just the facts. But most people didn't really have anything that they were like, I don't think I would be impartial or whatever. Most, if anyone said anything, it was usually about work. And one person did mention that, because they did tell us it was a murder, or they're being tried for murder, and that there will be some graphic stuff. There is pictures, there's audio, etc. And one person said that they don't know, but they were like, I feel like I will. It just might be hard. They were just like, I can't remember what they said exactly, but it's essentially like, I don't know how I'm gonna react to seeing graphic stuff. I would prefer not to, and I think it would just kind of call up a whole bunch of feelings or whatever. The judge kind of was like, we all have feelings, so like, we're not trying to say you can't have feelings, but can you still be impartial despite those feelings? And so I think her answer was like, I would like to think so, yes. Interestingly, they chose her as one of the jurors, which we'll get into in a second. But I think I made a mistake. I think I made a mistake while I was there yesterday by making the courtroom laugh. And I think that sealed my position as a juror because I don't know why else I was chosen. But I made the courtroom laugh like I think twice. Mr. Funny Man, but there always has to be one. And like I said something about how I'm already pretty swamped for work, and I am probably going to have to be staying up super late in the evenings in order to get things done because I have a bunch of contracts that I have to do. And they're usually time sensitive, and so I'm like, I'm gonna probably be up super late, and so that means I'm gonna be very tired when I get in the mornings. So I'm not sure if you guys want that. And I said something about, like, even today I forgot my coffee in my car, and I said something else, and they started laughing about that. And then I can't remember what the other thing was, but I made them laugh again. And as good as that felt, to have a live audience, as good as that felt, at the end of the day, when I was selected, I was like, oh, I made them laugh. I was like, that's probably what it is, isn't it? You're literally the Pauly Shore of this trial. It's totally it. You know what? You're right. The other thing I said was about the Leaning Tower of Pisa, so that was probably where I went wrong. Thank you. I'll be live all night on twitch.tv.com, or no, it's not even .com. Twitch.tv/JetpackPaul. There we go. You even put it in chat, and I said it wrong. They did ask me about. All I said was that I am a content creator, and so that was not the only thing I listed. They asked about what you do and your hobbies and everything else, and so I did throw in there that I do content creation. They asked me about it. They did not go into specifics, but they asked me a little bit. Get the viewers in here. I'm actually live streaming right now. I would literally be thrown in jail probably. But I'm probably even more than probably. I'd for sure be dropped in jail. Do you know who I am? Start dropping business cards to your stream. I will say there is something that is like, I don't know. I was even like, dang, this seems like just a terrible, I'm offended for you, they had to ask. Thank you, Brett. There was even part of me that was like, it's interesting because I feel like I have a pretty unique appearance, I would say. I have a big beard. I have, my head is shaved on one side. Longer hair, generally, than most men. And I was like, I feel like I am very memorable, maybe. Out of like, if you're looking just at all of the jurors, I probably stand out a little bit. And that was like, if somebody, like, let's say hypothetically, we send somebody to prison, when they come back, am I going to be the one person they remember because I had a very distinct look, or will they have forgotten by then? So we have been training our whole lives for this moment. But anyway, so we'll see. Anyway, but okay, so so they kind of went around and eventually they sent us all out and brought us back in, and I think there was like 28 of us, something like that. There's like more than 20, I'm fairly positive. And they got rid of about half of those people. And so I was selected out of that half. And then they told us that they were going to have another panel. So basically, after we left, they did that whole thing over again for another group of people, and then they selected like half of those people to then be here. So we now again have like 20-ish people. And I didn't sit on a jury last time I did jury duty. So I don't think I knew this, but there are alternate jurors. I don't think I knew that at all. So basically what's going to happen this week is I have to go in tomorrow and the next day. Friday, I don't have to go in at all. So Friday's going to be a normal day. I know Fridays are usually a very slow day for us, but it's going to be a normal stream on Friday. But on Friday, I will find out if I have to go back in on Monday. And if I am an alternate, I won't have to go in. And if I'm not an alternate, I will have to go in. I was joking about the sequel to the Amazon show, but now I know how badly I want a show following you in court. It's honestly been a really interesting experience. There's even more that I'll tell you guys about. Like substitutes in case someone gets sick or has an emergency. Yes. And I'll actually, so today, I got to the parking garage because that's how they validate your parking and all of that. Got to the parking garage, and yesterday we had to be there earlier on in the day, and so the parking garage was fairly empty. This was only like 30-45 minutes later, and it was like so packed. I had to go up like a few different floors, and I think I parked up at like floor 5 or something. And I go and I find, first I'm looking for the stairs, can't find the stairs. So I find an elevator and I take it, and I am looking at all the numbers on the panel, and they're the most confusing things. They're numbered, sure, but some of them have like I'm on floor 5, but it said
is this a murder? Why am I hearing yes?
Yeah, man, welcome in. Oh gosh, this is that. Your intro sound is very it's very pertinent to this whole day. Should constantly be playing myself. Yes, actually, on your way into the courthouse, I will. If they ask me anything, I'll be like, I'll just quote that. So I push the okay, so I'm on like floor 5. There's a button that says 3/4 something street. And I was like, okay, but I drove up a couple of flights. Surely that's not the 3rd or 4th floor. Spoilers, it was. But I hit 1 because obviously that's the ground floor, right? Went to 1, got out. Okay, this is where it gets confusing. Number 1 says parking garage lobby. So it's like lobby here, and then 3 and 4 say it's the street level something, and so I'm just very confused. So I hit 1, get out of the elevator. I look around, I don't see an exit, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back in. So I go back, I get into 3 and 4, and I look around though, and I can't find the exit to the building. But there is next to the elevator, there is a doorway. So I open up the doorway, and then there's a flight of stairs. I go up the stairs. That was the only way up. I go up the stairs, and I basically like emerge onto the street, like in the middle of all these shops. There's just a door. And apparently the door leads to the parking garage, I guess. I was very confused. It took me a while. I actually got kind of lost in there for a bit. I was like a few minutes late getting in. I was like, I'm so sorry. I have been wandering the parking garage for a bit, and I'm lucky to have made it out alive. But I this time did not forget my coffee, walked inside. I didn't bring my Switch because I was like, I don't think we'll have enough time. I won't have enough time to do anything. And boy, are my arms tired. Exactly. I was like, I'm not gonna bring my Switch this time. I think they've set us up so that it's like, if we're not doing anything, it's gonna be pretty quick. So I get in there, get into the room. There's like a bunch of people in there that I don't recognize because about half of the people are chosen from another group of people that I haven't seen before. But it was so quiet. It was incredibly quiet in that room. It's also very cramped. There's not a lot of space in there for all of us. And nobody's talking. Nobody's acknowledging each other, really. It is very quiet. A lot of people have brought books or are on their phone. I was still sipping my coffee, so I wasn't really like on my phone or anything. I did walk in. I said good morning to everyone, and they some people said hello, but I I made some joke about I was like, sounds like we really need a noise machine in here. And a bunch of people laughed, and I think that started to like kind of break crack through the ice a little bit. I will say I think I'm the favorite juror already. I think people like me. I think I've endeared myself to them in just a day. I've really started to break through, have a breakthrough with these guys. Hannah, welcome in. How are you? But I made some joke about like, oh, dear diary, today I won the jury. It's kind of true though. But so I made a joke there, and then later, I love this so much. Oh, good. They took us in for a bit. Again, I won't be able to give you guys any details on the case for now. I actually don't. And again, I don't think I will. I might save it just for a Patreon thing, just to play it safe. But they're essentially they did their opening statements, and let's see, was there anything that was kind of, oh, I will say, okay, so, and one thing that's super interesting to me and watching all of this happen is, so they use a projector for a lot of stuff. They have like a screen, but they still use like a projector screen comes down and they have a projector. It is so interesting to me. I feel like projectors at some point have not advanced beyond a certain point, and I feel like it's 2023. We need something else. I think we need to start doing away with projectors. I think there's another thing out there. There has to be, because it is so funny to me to watch how it all became smart boards. I feel like a smart board would make more sense. They have had a lot of tech issues with the projector, as well as like there was a moment where they're like asking they had like and I've actually never seen this before, but I'm sure this is not new at all. The projector has like you can control like a little mouse with a little remote, and if you push a button on the remote, it like brings up like a little magnifying glass, and so you can sort of like highlight certain things. They were trying to they asked a witness about something on the screen, and if they could like basically point to it, or like, could you describe where it is, so that then I can like do the zoom in on it. And so then they kind of were going back and forth for a bit, and eventually the judge is like, we do have an old-fashioned pointer if that would be better. And so they take out like this giant like stick with like I think it just has a white end on it, but so that way they can just like point to it. And so that was like a whole deal. So they kind of did all of their introductory stuff, and we heard from a witness, and then we took a break. I am also, I will tell you, I am a note-taking fiend. I don't know if they like that or not. They did say there are notepads available for you. Do they feed you? They don't. They don't. We do get paid $50 a day. That's not really a lot. And also, I should say, it's $50 a day, excluding your first day. So I did not get paid for yesterday. Yeah, $50 a day. It's not really a lot in the grand scheme of things, especially if you think about most people are working like hourly jobs, so they're just like not getting anything from their other job. Some companies have like rules on jury duty, some don't, where they might pay you like very little of like your paycheck. But my dad had to do it once. They didn't let him leave for 3 days. Oh man, he got sequestered. I hope that doesn't happen. I don't know if, I think mine is paid if I go. Yeah. So I think I feel like I've worked for places where they're like, we'll pay you like the equivalent of like 10% of what you make per hour for like up to 4 hours or something. So it ends up being like nothing. But we're getting paid 50 bucks a day for this. But so we take a break, and we get in there, and like a lot of people are going to the bathroom or getting snacks or whatever, and a couple people like remark on how they were glad that they had a break because they needed to go to the bathroom or their stomach was starting to growl or whatever. And I made a comment about how, so like in the elevator, when you go up in the elevator to the courtrooms and stuff, they had this like taped up sign. I guess there's a cafe there. And I didn't realize this today. I just thought this was kind of like a special. So they show like, I guess what's on the menu for the day in the elevator, with just like some printed up piece of paper. Yesterday, the menu was Sloppy Joe's, and I made a comment today though that I was like, I can't think of like another food I want least. If I'm being forced to sit somewhere for like potentially hours and I can't just get up and go somewhere, like to go to the bathroom or something. The Sloppy Joe's is the last thing I want. And so I made some comment about that, and they're like, "Oh, it's actually different today. It's Taco Tuesday." And I was like, "Okay, I guess it's a little bit better." But they laughed about that, and so again, I'm endearing myself to the jury. That's way better than what our courts give. We get $5 a day, but if we turn that check over to our job, we get paid for the day. Oh, interesting. Otherwise, it's considered unpaid time off. Oh, interesting. Wow. Yeah, that's no fun. I feel like that's what, I think that's what my, I think that's what, when I did it the first time, I think that's what they told us. This is going to be about $5 a day. Yemen! How dare you? And Irish, welcome in. How are you? How's it going? They were not in the courtroom. Irish, yes, I did. I did change my icon. I actually tweeted about it and asked people to vote. I showed people 2 photos. It was pretty much unanimous. Everyone chose the smiley one. So that's what you guys get. Always better to give the money to your job. That's fair. So I'm telling everyone about my jury duty. Oh, I deleted the tweeter machine. That's fair. I don't blame you on that at all. But welcome in. So I have jury duty this week. So I'm kind of been telling everyone about the biz. But we took a break. I made some jokes to the other jurors. I made another comment because we're in a room where there are some windows, but the windows look out against just like another building. You can kind of see mountains like at the very top of it, but the building is like almost up to our height of the window. So all you can see are these like the little spikes on the edge of like the building, and it's not a good view. So I made some comment about like, well, at least they give us like this lovely suite where we can see a lovely view of white building with spikes. And so they kind of laughed about that. What else did I was basically just testing material on them pretty much. I made them laugh about the whole like projector thing. I avoided talking about any like details about the case, but I was like just kind of talking about the meta of it. There was also, I didn't know this, they don't show this on TV, but you know when like the lawyers go up, they approach the bench, they go up to the judge, and they all like talk about something. They all figure out where they're getting lunch after the thing is over. They actually play like television static noise above the jury. A sidebar, sure, yeah. So it's to keep us from being able to hear what they're saying. However, I did not know that they like play noise. I didn't know that. So when it first happened, I was like, someone turn off the TV. They do, yeah. So that was like kind of interesting. That's something they don't ever show really on TV or anything. Let's see. So I mentioned, so when we're in our break, talked about that. A bunch of people went to go get snacks and food. We all talked about the weather, which is a very Alaskan thing to do. Can't remember, but it was very cordial at this point. Oh, I talked about that we should bring like a crock pot tomorrow, and just have like some snacks in here ready for us. But I was like, I don't think security is gonna let me take that through. So actually, I was thinking about it'd be great if I could bring something, like whether it's just donuts or something, but I mean, I'm sure they would let me, but just make them some. Maybe I could be like, would you also like some of this? When they are jury selecting for large trials, they do that too. My jury duty call was a murder trial. I thankfully didn't get selected. I am currently on a murder trial, and I got selected. So, yeah, it's it's something. But so after that, and again, we're not discussing major details or anything about the case, obviously, but they did warn us that after when we were going back, that we would be going over some like graphic material, and we did. They did not lie. We went over some graphic material, and at some point, the juror that I mentioned that on Monday was like, I'm not sure how I'm going to handle this. She, I wouldn't say like, she was having a very rough time. She was, and understandably, 100% understandably. I think I think my like process through all of this has been, I'm just gonna take a bunch of notes so that it's sort of like, it's kind of a way to sort of remove myself a little bit from the thing, just kind of focus on, okay, what are they saying? What do I need to remember for later? I am on like page 5 or 6 of my notes, and they've given us like those big notebooks with like that flip like like legal rule pads or whatever. I'm on like page 6 and I'm like taking so many notes. They told us not to like focus on notes, but I think that's one, keeping me awake, too, also helping me sort of like distance myself a little bit from the experience. And so while they're kind of showing us a lot of this stuff, I've just been jotting down notes and again, yeah, trying to sort of put a layer of separation there. But one of the jurors, you gotta head out. Thanks for sharing what you can of your experience. Yes, thank you so much for hanging out, Tab. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a good work day tomorrow. So one of the jurors are having a very rough time, and I had even noticed it. She had been trying to like really like keep it subdued, but eventually just couldn't hold it in, and at some point the judge had to break us and sort of be like, all right, we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna like we're gonna take like a 15-20 minute break and we'll come back. And so we did, and so when we got back into the room, the mood was dampened a bit, if you can imagine. The mood was kind of low, and totally understandably. Again, I can't really tell you what was on the what they showed us or whatever, but it was pretty intense, very very graphic, and yeah, and so we were all kind of standing there for a second, and eventually the woman who was having some trubs there came back in, and she stood there for a second and then apologized and was like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to like waste anybody's time, but I've just again, without going into detail, she was like, I've just gone through a lot in my life, and seeing that it's just very tough for me, and I can't, it's bringing back a whole bunch of stuff, and I can't. And I feel like everyone there was very understanding, but I was like, you don't need to apologize. Like, I think we're all understand. No one's mad here about any of this. It's totally fine. Like another juror chimed in and was like, yeah, they didn't really do a good job of like, not vetting us, but like, they should have probably pushed more when yesterday when she had said like, I don't know if how I'm gonna handle this. Really, they should have probably asked more questions, but they didn't. And so one of the other jurors said something about that, and she kind of made a comment like, "Oh, yeah, I know I should have probably done this or that to make sure they knew." And I was like, that's their job, they're the professionals. They know the case. They know what to what we're gonna hear. That's kind of their responsibility. So I was like, don't feel like that's on you. You're totally fine. Don't worry about it. There was kind of like another lull again. I was like, trying to like just sort of push the mood, at least in some direction. I was like, because earlier, I will say, so before we had gone into the courtroom again and saw the stuff, when we were in that recess, I did mention like, hey, by the way, just make sure you take care of yourself. If you later today, if you need to just go for a walk or like go breathe some fresh air, go do something that that can just kind of take your mind off things. That's totally great. Please go do that. So afterwards, after we had, she had kind of shared that, and we talked a little bit. There was another lull again, and I said something about I was like, today, after this, I'm probably gonna try to see if I can treat myself to some good food or something, just something to kind of make the day better, because it's certainly heavy. I feel like so far my technique of taking notes to sort of separate myself is kind of working, but I know that probably as the case continues, it's not going to be fun. But I was like, we're trying to and so I was like, so if you guys need to go get yourself some nice food or something, treat yourself if you're having a rough time with all of this. One person was like, yeah, I think I'm going shopping after this. Or and another person said something about just another thing that they were gonna do to try to try to have a good day. I made another Sloppy Joe's joke, and it landed, which I will say, I feel like 2 winning Sloppy Joe jokes in just a couple of hours. That's pretty good. That's I don't know how many you're allowed per day that it'll actually work, but they accepted it, and they laughed, and I felt like that ended up being pretty good. But long story short, we were in there for a bit. By the end of our recess, we were pretty much all laughing. Even the woman who's having a rough time of it. She did mention that the judge was going to talk to her at some point, and she said that she was going to tell the judge that she can't do this. It's too difficult. So anyway, we were all called back in, and they told us that we were actually going to break for the day so that we could go. I think you use humor to deal with heavy situations. It depends on a situation. I think in a group like this that I don't know anybody, for sure. Because also no one else is really... Here's also the thing about me. So I am okay and comfortable with leadership type situations or roles. It is usually, though, if nobody else is doing anything about it. I don't default to that, but I will... I don't default to a leadership role, but I will if there's nobody else filling that. And so in this situation, nobody is really in charge yet. We don't have a foreman or anything because, again, we have alternates and stuff. We don't know who the alternate jurors are. I could be one. But in a situation where I think I don't know the people, and so therefore I don't really know what is going on. Really, I am defaulting to humor to try to like just kind of bring up the mood a bit, and I say that knowing because I've been in situations where it is like very close friends or people who are in having like, it's just a very heavy situation. I am more no nonsense, I think, when that happens. I actually tend to not like it then when people try to make jokes and stuff, because I'm like, because I want to get to the heart of it. And I'm like, let's talk about what you're feeling, and like let's get to this and that or the other, where I know like in this situation it's not super appropriate, I don't think, because we don't really know each other. We're all meeting each other for the first time, and it's just not a situation that calls for it, I guess. I think I feel like I did a good job of addressing how she was feeling, sort of by at least saying you don't need to apologize, and that's sort of on them. You don't need to take the weight of like you should have done something more. Like, they're the professionals, they should have been the ones to say and recognize, this is a juror that is maybe not going to it might have a tougher time, where no one else really said anything like that, and so they dismissed some people who like, they're really, the only thing was like maybe a work commitment or something. So anyway, I don't know. So yeah, it depends on the situation, but in a situation like this where maybe it's not, there's either not time or like it's not appropriate to try to like dig deep and like, let's talk about, like, do you need to talk about your trauma and like what's going on? Like, do you need to talk about, I didn't want to do that. And so I sort of was like, let's just try to lighten the mood and get people, you know, feeling better. Because again, it's also like, we just saw like crazy stuff already. So it's like, to sort of balance it, let's kind of bring up the mood a bit. But, gosh, so so they told us we were going to break for the day, and we all left, and the juror that was having a tougher time, she stayed, and I assume the judge talked to her, but I imagine she won't be there tomorrow. So so that's the reason why they have alternates. We'll have somebody, you know, there's one less alternate now, because for sure somebody has to fill in, unless she was an alternate. But so yeah, the way it works is we all have to be there through Thursday, and then on Friday, I believe, unless they tell us this on Thursday, but either late Thursday or Friday, they then tell us, who is actually going to be on the case and in the trial, and when deliberation. Did I say that right? Yeah. When we start deliberating, then we all come together. And we'll see what happens. So I don't know if I'll have to go back after this week. I am confused and interested because they said that this should be a quick case. But then they also said that August something might be like beginning to middle of August might be when the like end of the trial is. So I'm very confused what their view of it's not going to be a long case. So we'll see. I mean, yeah, I don't know. One of the jurors yesterday said, it's just a quick murder trial. Someone said yesterday that they had served on because they asked, have you served on a jury before? And they said, yes, it was a couple of weeks. And they said, oh, wow, that was a long trial. I don't think this will be very long. It's probably still longer than most. Okay, that's a good point. But the fact that they said that it wasn't going to be a couple weeks, but then one of them was like, it might be until like August 15th or 10th or something. I was like, yeesh, that is a lot of that. But I guess it also depends on the deliberating, how fast that goes and all that stuff. I guess it could technically be very fast, but you know, if I'm in that jury's room, I'm going to be just a devil's advocate. Just kidding. But anyway, so that's kind of been the experience so far. It's been super intense, but also, I mean, just hopefully it's also been like really interesting, and I've been making people laugh. So I think that's one way that I'm keeping myself engaged in all of it, is just also knowing I can I'm working on material so then I can use that here. So like when I start whipping out the Sloppy Joe's jokes, you know, you'll be so ready. JT, welcome in. Jed, how was the trial? I just kind of told everyone about it for the past like hour. So the long story short is it's going. It'll be very intense. It's a murder trial, and I don't know how long it's going to be, so we'll kind of see. But I'll try to let you guys know daily what time we'll be streaming. Friday will be normal, I know, I can tell you, but everything else is sort of depending. But yeah, if you want to hear the full thing, I'd recommend watching the VOD. There's a lot there. But how are you, JT? But also, friends, we can start heading into the game soon. But now that I'm done sort of verbally processing everything, how are you guys? Do you have any questions or anything? I'd be happy to answer, as long as it's like, again, not about the case specifically, or I don't know. Got rejected by a girl that I've been talking to for a while yesterday, but today was much better. No, JT, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's wrong with her. But I hope that the days continue to get better. No rejection today. Oh, she has a boyfriend. Okay, well maybe that is understandable. But still, JT, I hope things get better. But yeah, but that was to be expected. She's super cool, so I'm happy for her. Well, you know, if anything changes, I hope you know, I hope things work out. If not, I hope something else happens. You know, something cooler, even better for you. I hope that happens. But I hope you've had a good day. Trying to think, is there anything else that's been going on? Really, I've just been like, so yesterday I ended up working super late, trying to get things done. I played a little bit of Apex, and gosh, then I just started getting ready. I also when I have to be at certain places for like important things like this, I always get nervous that I'm gonna either oversleep or I'm gonna be late. So last night I was a little anxious because I was like, what if I don't wake up and then I'm late and then they just throw me in jail? They're like, you're late to jury duty, you go to jail. I guess that's why there are alternates. But also, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying not to be late. You're late and they convict you for the crime of lateness. No, or for the murder. That's just, if you're ever late to jury duty, you get like the sentence that they're going to give the other person. It doesn't make sense, but that's just, it's law. It doesn't make sense. I will say also, it is very interesting to me to see even today. I mentioned this a little bit about the first day, but it's very interesting to me to see how like lawyers ask questions to like the witness, or what they ask or how they ask it. Sometimes they've had like, hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Sometimes they've had like, you know, they'll call a witness up and they'll ask them a bunch of questions, and the what's that called? Like the, I forget what the term is, but it's like when the other team now asks them questions, they might not ask them any questions at all, or they might ask them one random question. Cross-examination. Thank you, Brett. They'll sometimes like they and Irish and Zona. Thank you everybody for telling me it's cross-examination. They only asked one question and then they're like, okay, I'm done. And they moved on. I was like, oh, interesting. I am very interested to know like their strategy, I guess, in a lot of it. I'm like, why did they ask that question? They obviously, I feel like if they ask a question, this is probably not always true, but in a situation like that where they only ask one, part of me is like, are they going to bring this thing up later? Are they going to try to say that because the witness has said this, it kind of not discredits, but it makes what they said previously not matter? Because again, they don't do motive here, so it is just purely based on the facts. Or are they trying to like muddy up the facts in a way? It's just very interesting to see how they're like going about it. But they ask, how was your day? And then they go, and then they say, no further questions, Your Honor. And then that's it. Meanwhile, I'm like, what? Writing down notes. Anyway, my notes, I'm very curious to see how they will be after, or once we get to if I get to the deliberation point, because I feel like they either might make a lot of sense or they might not make any sense. But I've been trying to take notes like how I would for Ace Attorney or something like that, or like some kind of mystery game, being that there's no like log, you know, like I'm sure they're gonna give us copies of a lot of things, and I know we can ask if we want to rehear something, we can like play back the audio of a testimony, but I figure having good notes is going to be very helpful. I want to be able to just kind of like remember very quickly what was talked about, so I've been like jotting down bullet points and like, I don't know, breaking it up between like this witness, prosecution, what they have asked and said, and then I'll do defense, this witness, blah 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 blah. So like if it's the same witness, then I'm like separating into sections. I'm trying to keep it organized. Anyway, that part's not very interesting to you guys, but I'm like it's just very, it's a very interesting thing. I think if I get chosen for like the jury, like actually chosen for the jury, like not just alternate or something, I'm kind of curious to see in my notes the sloppy Joes did it. Case closed. I'm gonna try to see if I can become the foreman, I think, unless somebody else is desperate to be the foreman. I think it'd be fun in a way. Also, I have a feeling, so they ask you, have you ever served on a jury? And if you say yes, they ask, were you the foreman? And all of them said no this time, but they did also ask, if you served on a jury, what did you convict? And they might say we voted guilty or not guilty, or we were a hung jury or whatever. I kind of am curious why they asked that, and I sort of have a feeling that if you were a foreman, I feel like they wouldn't choose you, especially if they find out that you were the foreman and also you voted guilty on another case. I wonder if that's like a thing. I need to research that later, why they ask you if you were a foreman. Because I wonder if you then get chosen less in the future. If they're like, this person Unless they choose you more, because they're like, this person is actually like responsible. My mom was a foreperson on a jury once, but only because she was the first juror selected. Oh, interesting. I feel like usually you have to like vote or like what somebody's chosen, but or like amongst the people, amongst the jurors, but maybe not. Maybe it is also sometimes like you're the foreperson. But if we get to vote or choose or something, I feel like I've already won them over, you know? So I think they would probably let me do it, but who knows? But I don't know. Hold on, I am curious. Probably another thing that's state dependent. I could see that. It's probably nice to have it randomized in a way. Like just by being it's the first one selected. I could imagine that there's probably a reason why they would go about doing it that way. But I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So this week is going to be again a lot of the schedule is going to be a little hazy. I will probably be starting either like around the time we started today or about like 30 minutes to an hour after. And that's going to be for tomorrow and Thursday. Friday will be normal, and then I should be able to tell you what the next week is going to be. But I'm also going to be working very late nights, trying to get everything done, because I have. My days are already packed as it is, generally, and that's without jury duty. And so, because I'm not able to work in the mornings and into the early afternoon before stream, I will now have to spend that time later on the day trying to get stuff to work. But Adrian, welcome in. I like the new profile picture. Thank you. I appreciate. But yeah, so that's been intense. What time do you have to be in court? I think it was for New Jersey, it was 9. That's probably about right for most days. But it's I think like today we had to be here at 8:45, so that's about 9. Tomorrow though, they're asking us to be there at 9:30, and they said that's because they need to talk about some stuff with the teams tomorrow, and then they said we will be starting like promptly at 9:30 because she was saying if I ask you to come in at like 8:49, 8:40 or 9, you're gonna be waiting for a bit. So she was like, just come in at like 9:30 and we should be able to start pretty much on time. I do believe that the latest we will go is 1:30 p.m. So that is why if I have the chance to get home, eat, and then get ready for stream, it'll probably be 2:30 if it does, you know, just depending on things. But all I had today was a sandwich before stream, because I at least needed to eat something, because I was like, I don't need to have another 2 shots of espresso without having also eaten something. That seems like a recipe for disaster. So so yeah, Blue, welcome in. How are you, Blue? How's it going, my friend? A side note, so I've been the past couple of days been staying up late. The first night I was staying up late because I was nervous, and and I couldn't really get a ton of sleep. And then last night I was working and also nervous, so I was also up late. But I ran into a new friend streamer that I think you guys would like, and so I'm gonna shout them out. I would love for you guys to follow them because I think you would like them. Not family friendly. They are Australian though, and you guys know how I feel about Australians. But they were streaming Story of Seasons, which was recommended to me on Twitch. check them out, and they seem pretty cool. They are just starting off as streaming, and you should totally go drop them a follow. They're called Iron Pucks, and they've been awesome. Wait, let's see. There you go. Shout out. There you go. You should go drop them a follow. Super kind. Seems to like really want to do some cool stuff with streaming, like talk a lot about like mental health stuff, and like just seems really intentional with how he wants to kind of manage his stream and community and stuff. Again, he's also starting off, I think he's trying to reach affiliate. I think he's maybe like 10 off, maybe. That's a mustache. He also has a glorious, wonderful mustache. And for that alone, you should follow. Here, I'll do a in the case that goes away. But yeah, he has quite a mustache. Definitely go check it out. He was playing Story of Seasons yesterday, and they switched to the Outlast Trials, which we will never play that game. That is one of the most intense games I have ever seen. But he seems pretty chill, loves board games. It seems to be a big Pokemon fan. And so, yeah, I think he also likes some chill stuff. But the way he was chatting and like, I think you guys would really like him. So I'm sure I will shout him out from time to time. But go give him a follow. Eating some of the cheapo frozen Chinese foods is pretty good. Nice, that's awesome. That reminds me, speaking of games to play, you ever get into Oxenfree? So I have not. I think we mentioned that the other day. I have not played Oxenfree. I've mentioned that I would be interested in playing it. I think we would have to make it a Jet After Dark game, which are those that are newer. If we're playing a game that has like maybe a lot of like more adult content, or like it's way over violent or whatever, or there's a lot of language or something in it, I'll make it a Jet After Dark stream where pretty much everything stays the same. There's just more warnings kind of for the content. But I've heard that would probably need to be an After Dark game, but I'm interested. It seems good. And I guess we figured out that Oxenfree 2 is out. Is that right? I don't know about very adult, but that'd be down to you. I've heard that there's at least some conversations to like that wouldn't necessarily be family friendly. So that's sort of what I've been like, you know. Oh wait, yeah, actually, yeah, After Dark, yeah. So I don't know the details, and that's fine. But yeah, there's that. There's actually, I think one of our next story games is going to be an After Dark game. But I'll let you guys know what that is. Probably after Jury Duty. I feel like whenever Jury Duty is over, we'll hop into this next story game that I think you guys will like it. It is, I think I told you guys it does have anthropomorphic animals. So what could it be? You'll find out very soon. What's not to love about anthropomorphic animals? But I feel like that's pretty much what's been going on. But today, friends, like actually Jury Duty or a game called... No, I've had Jury Duty, like real Jury Duty. Yeah, I got selected to be on a jury. And it's a murder trial, and I just told everyone about the first 2 days. I didn't stream yesterday because I was kind of exhausted, but I also had like a bunch of stuff to do. Yeah, so I just filled everyone in about yesterday and today, and yeah, it's intense, but it's been pretty interesting. So we'll see. I'll find out, I think either late Thursday or Friday, if I'm actually going to be on the jury. Since there are alternates, I might be an alternate, and if that's the case, I may not have to go in. But we'll see. So yeah, it's Jury Duty. What's funny is, I don't know if you guys saw Scrollock's message in the Discord, but I think Scrollock said I posted the schedule, which was Jury Duty. Do I have it here? Oh, I don't have it here. Oh gosh, while I find the schedule, you guys can look at live action Stitch. I posted this in the Discord and on Twitter and stuff. And what was funny is Scrolllock was like, Jet, they don't have jury duty in Ace Attorney. He actually thought I was doing like a joke, like that we were playing Ace Attorney, but I had just kind of like called it something else or like reskinned it as jury duty, or calling it like a series that or something. And it wasn't until after a couple of like days that he then realized, and he said it in the Discord, he was like, I just read Jet's Twitter and now I'm just realizing that he actually has jury duty. And like, yes, I do in fact have jury duty today. Do I have to look at live action Stitch? You don't have to, but you know, if one of us suffers, we must all. I don't think you're supposed to talk about it while the case is going on. So I didn't talk about the actual details of the case. I only talked about just my experience of it, if that makes sense. So yeah, I didn't actually like talk about live action what? Live action Lilo and Stitch? There you go. That is, they released, imagine this, they released this image of that's live action Stitch. And Lilo, I suppose. So, you know, I don't know why they've done this, what they have done, but this exists as a thing. They're making a live action Lilo and Stitch. But yeah, Blue, no, I didn't actually talk about any details of the case, which is what they're talking about. But head in my hands, 1,000-yard stare. Yeah, this is. There's just so many things wrong with it. Live action Stitch is better than Ed live action. Okay, that's probably fair, you know? What have they done to my boy? Oh gosh, it is. I just even realized, you know what? I think one of the main things also is like, he's one solid color. Stitch isn't. You know? Why is he one solid color? That seems odd. Anyway. Well, we could keep chatting, my friends, but we are going to head into the game, which is a puzzle game. So it's very easy. Also, why is he live action? Because companies want money. Disney wants money, and everything is being turned into live action. So he said, you know what we should do? Live action Stitch. Why can't they make new live action original things? There is nothing new. They've all run out of ideas. There's nothing new. No one can think of something new. So we're only going to get live action Stitch forever. It's the only thing. Oh, side note, by the way, this is not related to really anything, but I did see there's a Jurassic Park Tamagotchi. Or maybe it's just, yeah. I think it's actually branded Jurassic Park, where it's dinosaurs that you can hatch. I thought you guys should know that, because I think that's really cool. Hold on. Jurassic Park Tamagotchi. Yeah, okay, it is for sure. Because Hollywood has yet to figure out that the public doesn't want them to turn animated movies into live action. That is fair. It's only $20 on Amazon. Tamagotchi Nano X Jurassic Park 30th anniversary. It's gold. Can't wait for Shaggy Dog Resurrection. Oh no. They also have a Grogu Tamagotchi. Grogu? Honestly, I just want 2D anime. Yes, honestly, Karg, I'm with you there. I would love a good 2D cartoon animation versus 3D, honestly. Or, like CG stuff, but it's the whole just because you can doesn't mean you should. That was actually something I said to one of the jurors in the break room. She was like, I just really want to stand up and say objection. But but the way she said it was, maybe it was like, I can't remember how she said that, but that was basically what the gist of it was. I want to do this, or I wish I could do this. I think that was what it was. It was like, I wish I could stand up and shout objection. And I said, well, I bet you can. I just don't think that it's recommended. I don't think anyone else would like that. Did anyone bring up Ace Attorney? I almost did a few times, but I feel like this isn't an Ace Attorney crowd. This isn't when I was testing my material on them, I feel like this is more of a, you know, it's a Sloppy Joe's crowd for sure. Because two of my Sloppy Joe jokes landed. So I don't know what the crossover between Sloppy Joe and Ace Attorney like interests are. Maybe it's the same. Maybe it's actually like two overlapping circles of people who like Sloppy Joes, people who like Ace Attorney. But I actually, though, I will say I'm not the biggest Sloppy Joe fan, so it's just not. I don't know. There's also something about the name Sloppy Joe. I don't think it doesn't entice me to eat it. I want like a non-Sloppy Joe. Just something to think about. Just a Joe. Why can't we have a Joe? Anyway. Let's go ahead and move into the game. We are playing more Railbound today, which I really enjoyed last time. I don't know how my brain will work today. Why is Joe so messy? I know, right? Why is he so messy? Why am I being presented with a messy Joe? So if you guys were not here and you don't know what this is, there's barely any story, first off, but the basic gist of this game is you need to get a numbered car to the train. Oh, we're just good to go, right? I need to do that. No. The numbered cars also need to be in order. So later on, there's going to be like multiple, because you're a train conductor, exactly. And which is true. We are actually dogs. There's only a little bit of story, and the main story is that they are good boys, and that you can pet them, and it's adorable. It's very fun. But eventually they've added multiple train cars. I think we've had up to 3 now. In the last world, here are the images, by the way. Here's another one. This is very unsafe. Do not do this at home. Do not ride on the front of a train. But again, even still, you know, even though this is very unsafe, we can say he's a good boy. And then the last one was, oh yeah, there's a tree on the road, but you know what? Everything's gonna be okay. Okay. Don't stress it, doggos. Don't stress it. It's gonna be okay. And the last level or world, they introduced like, what are those called? They added ching 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 ching, you know, like barriers, gates. Sure, yeah, we'll say gates. They added gates so that you had to push buttons to like open them and close them, and so you had to navigate moving different cars at different times to then open different gates and all that stuff. So, or crossing, yeah. So we don't know what's in this one at all. I stopped at World 3. Ooh. This has... Okay, so the way this works also, you'll see down at the bottom left, we have 5. That means we have 5 rails that we can put down. If we can like put a direction, we can also like change some things here. So again, you'll see this is 1 and a 2. This means that the 1 needs to go here, 2 needs to go like right next to it. If I recall, the buttons for the gates needed to be pressed in a certain order too. Yeah, and a lot of them, eventually they added more gates, so they were like color coded, and so yeah, that was kind of the puzzle. But I only have 5 tracks. I'm curious, we're probably about to learn what this purple button does. Ah, okay, so purple button changes the direction, and so, or it's probably going to be not just purple button, purple track. I'm sure they're going to add multiple things, but the way it looks like it works is, I bet this is it, is going to be, oh wait, there we go. Is that, okay. 2, here's what's going to happen. 2 is going to hit this purple button. It's going to make the track go to the circle that I just made. And while that's happening, 1 will then, after 2, hit the button. It's going to switch back to the train. 1's going to go to the train. 2 is going to be looping around, I bet. Yep. Oh, wait. Huh. Okay, hold on. Do I need to do... Ah, that's what I need to do. Calm down, everybody. There we go. I had to do the other loop. All right. So where's... Oh, okay, there's the baton. Oops. So... Hold on. Oh, maybe that's right. Wait. It goes... Okay. Whoops. So there's not another... Whoops. Wait a minute. Is that right? Okay. It's gonna go this way. Is this right now? Yes. Neat. Okay. I will say the music in this game is very good. I love the graphics also. Like there's something very cute and wonderful about it. And yeah, I've been super enjoying this game. I think it's also on like mobile and Switch and other stuff as well, so very easy to find. Okay, looks like we have to go here. Then is this this situation? You know, we're doing pretty good. I will say some levels got very difficult. Oh yeah, you see now we're... Oh gosh. Maybe it goes like this. And here. Whoops. I have one extra, which I feel like means doesn't work. Oh, yep. Okay, that... Say it's that. no. Wait, how did that work? Is this ever gonna work out? Okay. So, all right. I feel like this is I feel like we got the first train car. By the way, if you guys wish, you can talk about this in the spoilers and backseating chat in the Discord. I feel like I got really lucky that the first car got in. What if this? Does this change anything? Or like, okay. So, how did I make it go? Is it because of this? This one is tough. Okay. Is that what I just did? Oops. Look for some comics to read. Maybe. It sort of just depends. Oh gosh, I don't have right now a ton of time to read, but I'm not like opposed to it. Do you have some recommendations? What are your favorite comics? So hold on. What if we did something like this? That doesn't make sense. No, it does make sense. Did I hear read? Irish is a big read. It's true. Do you include manga in that? Kind of. I mean, yeah, I would say if you have any, I mean, I'm interested in knowing what people are reading, even if I don't get a chance to read it. So yeah, I'd be interested in hearing about that. No, 2 is still gonna be stuck, right? Yeah. Okay, what if... idea. It's gonna have to do something crazy, like go... whoops. Go this way. And then... I don't know. Wait, oh gosh, okay. Let's try that now. Okay. My favorite is Look Back, but that's a sad one. I don't know if you're into that. I mean, I'm down with sad things. I'm currently reading Little Women. I don't think I've ever read this novel, just seen movies. I think I had to read it in school, I feel like. I feel like that was something I had to read in school, but I could be wrong. I think. I've heard one of the recent movies of it was pretty good also, but... Goodbye, Airy. Is that a manga? Oops. Both mangas. Interesting. I have not heard of either of those. Okay, hold on. Is this like... This is not gonna work. Right? Oops. I made mistakes. What have I done? This doesn't make any sense. What if I do... This one is tough. They're both by Tatsuki Fujimoto, the guy who did Chainsaw Man. Ah, okay, interesting. Oh, I also recently finished rereading Yokohama Kaidashi Kiko, which is another one of my favorites. Ooh, I could talk about that manga all day. Interesting. That's another one that I haven't heard of. Unless it has an English name that I'm just not aware of. Yeah, that just doesn't... Like one, so one will be able to get there, but this one is stuck. Okay, hold on. What if... We need bridges. Memories of a shopping trip to Yokohama. Interesting. No, I haven't heard it. That's cool, though. Maybe it has to do with, like... Huh, hold on. No! Right. Right, that doesn't work. Okay. It is like the loveliest manga I've ever read. Oh, that's so awesome. What made you like it so much? What about it made it lovely? You see, okay, this is what's throwing me off, is this thing. What is this thing about? Is this like a trick? Like, they are actually supposed to go in different directions somehow and not hit each other? Okay. How about... What happens here? Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Oh, but I've used all of my tracks. So, one is not getting to the thing fast enough. Is our problem. Is our problem. How about that? But now it's getting now. Now one is not fast enough. It's crazy to me how changing just one thing. Wait, Stegan Universe.
Swarthy, bearded man before you.
Wait, did he already follow?
Your fourth favorite streamer.
Stegan Universe, welcome back. Yeah, wait, yeah. What is it? Yeah, I already did, but JT, thank you again. I don't know how to describe that without like sending paragraphs about the manga. That's, I mean, if you want to talk about it, that's totally fair. I think. I'm down. Wait, I deleted the original one and remade it under my main email? Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't know how to make an additional account with my main. Oh, hilarious. That's why. I was like, it's actually weird because I think if somebody has followed and then unfollows, usually there's like sometimes it doesn't replay the announcement. So that's why I was confused. But thank you, Stegan, for the follow this time. Last time also didn't even follow the last time, which I thought was hilarious. What if it's this? This doesn't make sense. Wait, JT, you don't even...
Bam.
Wait, JT gifting... Oh, goodness. Gifting a gifted sub to essentially himself. JT, thank you so much. Hold on, let me get some food before I start gushing about my favorite mangas. Perfect. Yes, you need to fuel up for that. JT, you're welcome, Steve. Oh, goodness. That was so funny the other day when you were doing that the first time. It became a mystery of of who, you know, who is this? Who is this secret Stegan? Secret Stegan. I kind of like that. I feel like that sounds like it should be a game or something. Secret Stegan. I don't know about this at all. This one is tough, my friends. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Oh gosh. Maybe, okay, hold on. We're gonna do the extra levels. The ones we've unlocked thus far. Maybe it'll like spark. Oh my gosh, what is happening here? Okay. So one's gonna go here. take it. Stegan is disappearing for a while, but he'll pop in from time to time. Perfect. That's okay. I'm totally down with that. By the way, I think this is the last week for Stegan. Well, and the raid video, by the way. So I hope you guys get to see it again before. It's sort of a weird situation that we're like, because of jury duty that I'm starting so late, is that yeah, I don't know, like, who's really around. I feel like a lot of people rate us usually at the beginning of a stream, not so much at the end. So I'm not sure who's around. So we'll kind of see how that all plays out. We love Stegan. Hope he sits around forever. Okay, this is it. Where is this supposed to go? Can we do that? What happens here? Huh. Okay. Oops. So that doesn't work at all, really. It actually doesn't work at all. Hold on, friends. I need to use the restroom real fast, and then we will continue. So I'm gonna play some music for you guys, and then we will be right back. But if you need to stand up, stretch, etc., now is the perfect time to do so, and then we'll be right back. So gonna first put you guys here. Then don't worry, I'm gonna leave you with some music. There you go. And then we'll be right back. All right, I am back. I'm back, everybody. And pew. I think my stomach just didn't like the fact that I've only had a sandwich to eat today, and I've had 10 pounds of coffee. I feel like my stomach was like, you know what? Not today, my friends. He'll be back, which sounds a lot more menacing than, oh, Stegan will be back. Don't you worry. All right. Okay, so this is crazy. He never stays away for long. You guys couldn't even get him to leave if you wanted, to be honest. Okay, that's definitely not right. What happens here? They both go to the left. I wish there was a way I could split them. So, okay, one of the problems is that cart 1 is behind cart 2. So hold on. Let's say we do this. It's probably not the best food choice. Need to soak up all that caffeine. Yeah, it's yeah. What if it's something like this? Is this too crazy? You see, what? How does that work? Because we're... Oh, wait. Ah! Haha! I see. So... Oh, is that all we... No, that's not all we need to do. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How was your day other than being in real life Phoenix, right? It's been pretty good. Nothing really else has happened. And so wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, nothing else has really happened. I pretty much woke up, went there, got back, ate a sandwich and started streaming. And so nothing too crazy has... No, this doesn't make sense either. Hold on. Wait. Yeah, nothing has really happened. Besides that. Oh, my controller is like fading away, kind of. But what have you been up to, JT? How's your day been? I hope it's... I mean, I know you said earlier, but like, what have you done today? Gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Your controller is slipping away to the alternate reality. Shady!
You piece of garbage!
Welcome in, Shady. How are you? Gosh, your intro sound is just the best. What happened here? They do split now. I wonder if I could... Oh, now I'm out of things. This is not a good idea. At all, in fact. It's an awful idea. Intro sounds, yeah. So if you have 50,000 channel points, you will see it's a point redeem. Yeah. So you can if you have 50,000 points, spend it. Send me a 5-second file, or oh, you're so close, Irish. That's awesome. Yeah, if you get it, you can then send me the file, and then what happens is your first chat, it will it'll play your sound. I just got back from Legged and crushed it. Nice, Shady. Congratulations. How was it, jury dude? I gave the full rundown earlier, but the basics was I did get selected to be in a jury. Today was my first day on the actual jury. We got sort of the introduction to the case, and it's a murder trial. And I had 2 different sloppy Joe jokes that landed, and I think that I'm endearing myself to the other jurors. Yeah, I can't really tell you like specifics about the case, but it's been super interesting. I gave everyone sort of a longer rundown earlier if you're like interested in the full details, but it's been super, super interesting. I mean, I think law stuff is like fascinating, because you have to be so precise about things, and it's fun listening to the way they like ask questions, and then like, because they're obviously trying to get either certain information to the jurors. So there's lots of going back and forth, and like, you know, I don't know. It's just interesting. It's fascinating. Also, we were talking about this. See, this seemed to be the thing that a lot of people found interesting, was that in Alaska, like state law for legal stuff is that like you don't have to prove motive for a crime. So it is just solely based on the facts. So we may not actually get a lot of like story or like background information or anything. It is purely on just the facts and evidence. And so I'm curious to see how much we are going to actually know, really. But I don't know, it's just interesting. Because it's very different from, say, like Ace Attorney or other kind of law-like things where it's sort of, you know, part of the mystery or part of the solution is learning the why did the people do this and what was their reasoning and all of that, and that just may not even come about. So that's kind of, I don't know, it's fascinating. Don't worry that you might be being Amazon present for. So, okay. I 3 people have mentioned that today, including you. But one of the jurors mentioned that. They said that that they watched it and they thought it was really funny. Tap mentioned it, and now I feel like I need to watch it. I've heard it's good. Is it good? Do you wait, my mood just flipped. I'm mad now. Wait, Blue, why? What's interesting is that you don't need the distinction of motive, considering the difference between a first, second, third degree murder charge. So I think the way Alaska defined it is like, it's all about intent. So first degree was like, you intend to murder somebody. Second degree was you choose to do something that have a good stream. Gonna go play Ghost games. Irish, enjoy Ghost games. I hope that goes well. I said, I hope that goes well. That's how I said all my jokes today, the jurors. I repeated it until I got the appropriate amount of laughter. That's interesting. I have a law. Wait, you do? Shade, you have a law degree for real? And okay, so Gizmo brought that up. Mens rea? I don't know how to say that. It's so key here. So I guess it's the same in Canada, and I guess the opposite is actus rei. I don't know if, I guess he was saying that sounds like more of what Alaska does. Raya. Okay. Guess they won't all be winners. Yeah, that's fair. You know what? It can't all be winners. I'm expecting a rather large deposit by tomorrow. My bank account, I log in, my account is closed. No, is it? Why did they close it? Is it? Why? Yeah, why did they close it? So yeah, Shade, it is really interesting because I actually didn't know that about Alaska. And honestly, I feel like I'm somebody who loves to learn the why about something. Like if I'm talking to somebody about like a life thing, I usually am like, so like, how did you get to that point, or why did you decide this, or you know what? I want to know the full story, I guess. And so it's interesting because it is very likely that we won't, like, they said that, like, we likely won't get any kind of character witnesses or anything for the defendant, and just because I guess that's not, maybe, they said it's rare, but it's just not as important, maybe. I guess, like, it's more circumstantial, I guess, in that case, but yeah, so they just they told us that you can only use the facts and evidence, which obviously, I mean, it makes sense, but they broke down for Brad, they broke down like, so then for second degree it was you have to intend to either cause severe harm to somebody, or you know that something will cause either severe harm or death. I was trying to think of what cases that would be like, and I imagine it would be like if you were, I don't know why this is where my mind went. If you were a carnival owner and you know that the equipment is broken or something, but you still let passengers on like a Ferris wheel or something, you have to knowingly, like, you know that something might happen to the person, even if you're not like the direct cause, maybe. But I guess there would still have to be some kind of intention there, or idea that they're maybe trying to hurt somebody. I don't think they talked about third degree in our trial, but I got law with honors degree before I knew what I wanted to do. Dang, that's awesome. That's I feel like that is very tough. Just a casual law degree. Yeah, exactly. 100%. I just got a law degree, because why not? Try your jokes on the judge. I actually made the judge laugh on our first day, so I feel like I could might get another. I made the courtroom laugh twice when they were doing the selection process, and then I've been making the jurors laugh outside of it, and that's felt very good. That's really been the highlight of the whole thing, is making them chuckle. But in activity, it's been like, with zero balance, just mad they didn't send more. Yeah, they should. You would think they would. I'm so sorry, Blue. That's awful. Australia has a system where the government fronts your uni bill and you pay back debt after, so everyone can go to uni. That's awesome. Well, that's so cool that you chose law. I find law fascinating. Again, we were talking about earlier, like, they did spend a lot of time like defining stuff for us and asking us questions. Like when they were going through the selection process, they'd be like, how do you define intend? Or like, was it intend? Yeah, I think that was it. So they're like, why, how would you define intend? And so then they kind of all took turns, or they would ask most everybody. And then they'd be like, okay, what about this? Like, would you say this is intentional? Or, they're obviously, and it's very clear to me at least, that they're like trying to lead us to some kind of conclusion based on that, which I find very interesting. Even knowing that they are trying to do that, it's very interesting to see how they're going about doing that. And like what questions they're trying to ask, what questions do they avoid, how do they phrase the question. I love stuff like that. When did you get into stand-up? So there was this murder trial, and parents suggested they thought it was a pretty universal degree regardless of what direction I headed. Have you done a courtroom comedy? Because you should. We need a new Ally McBeal. Or Suits. Was Suits a comedy? I actually didn't watch Suits, but It may not have been. We need more comedy, law shows. But what else? Anyway, the Grinder did it already. Is that the YouTube channel? Is that what that is? Is that like College Humor? So yeah, it's been super fascinating. I mentioned this earlier, but I did mock trial growing up, at least for like 2 summers or something. So there's like, I have a little bit of like, I'm practically a lawyer. is what I'm trying to say. But I actually mostly, so I learned a lot of stuff about law, but I did, I mostly was there because you also got to act. I just thought that part was super fun. It also, I mean, doing mock trial looked good on like college applications and stuff, but I always was either a witness or one time was the defendant, and so that was super fun. But Rob Lowe, Fred said, oh yes, I feel like that sounds very familiar. I think that sounds very familiar. That was what Rob Lowe did after Parks and Rec, I think, right? Pretty sure. Anyway, but yeah, it's been, I mean, very fascinating, lots of cool stuff. Also lots of really heavy, crazy stuff, if you can imagine. I'm interested. I have to go back for sure tomorrow and Thursday. Friday, I do not have to go back. That is already for sure. However, I will find out either Thursday or Friday that if I have to go back next week, because I guess I will find out if I am a like an alternate juror or a real juror Thursday or Friday. Excuse me, Thursday or Friday. So glad you're not hating it, at least. Yeah, to be honest, there has always been a part of me that's wanted to serve on a jury, because I think it's like, again, I think it's kind of neat. However, the timing has never been where I'm like, yeah, why not? Let's just do this instead. Like that. Why not? So, yeah, I mean, I feel like right now it's really tough because 1, I'd rather be streaming. 2, I have a lot of like contract jobs that I need to finish, and I'm not going to be able to really like spend. I already work pretty much all day long. Like stream is sort of my break for the day. And because then at night I work. So because I'm not here in the daytime to work in the morning before stream, I now have to do all that work at night. So I'm going to be kind of tired this week, but I'm at least enjoying the situation. So we'll see. At this point, I kind of hope I'm on the jury because I've already learned so much about the case, right? But if I wasn't chosen, I'd be fine. But if I am chosen, I hope I get to be the foreman, because I go big or go home. I've been given 2 jury summons in my life, but always been told the day before that I wasn't needed. I guess that happens quite often. The only other time I had jury duty, I went for 1 day, and they brought me into the courtroom, and then they did not select me, so I got to just go home. But but yeah, if I'm on the jury, I might as well be the foreman. So I think that would be fun. Gotta make sure that the conversation is going, make sure everyone gets heard, make sure the evidence we're sticking to the evidence. There, I can then say you can't handle the truth. That would be. I think that's gonna be the only place I'll be able to say it. Anyway, we'll see how it all goes. But if you want to hear the full story, there was a lot that I mentioned earlier. I think I talked about it for almost like an hour and 10 minutes or something. So if you want to hear the full step-by-step what went down, there was a lot of craziness that has already happened. But I haven't talked about the case. I probably won't until after. And even then, I probably will just make it a Patreon thing because it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of intense. I don't think it's a stream thing, but need to grab lunch, but I might check VOD. Do it. But Shady, I hope you have a good lunch. You need to eat after leg day. That is, you know, I say that having eaten a sandwich today, and 4 shots of coffee. But it's been a crazy experience. I got out of it twice because I was a nanny at the time, and the parents wrote letters claiming financial hardship due to lack of childcare. And I was excused. That's pretty nice. The other 2 times I just wasn't needed. That's fair. Yeah, this is yeah, it's been a, I don't know, it's been a journey, but gosh. I kind of want to. All right, folks. Well, Shady, hope you have a great day. Have a good one, my friend. Yeah, I don't know. It's just been a crazy experience. I'm now that I said you can't handle the truth, I'm like, I wonder if I can work that joke in tomorrow. Trying to figure out how to how to either make a pun off that joke or, I don't know, say something like, is there a food that like rhymes with truth? Could I say like, oh, would you guys like some blank? And then I like, as they reach for it, I pull it away and I say, you can't handle the something. Fruits. Maybe I'll do fruits. Anyone want some fruits? You can't handle the fruits. There we go. Yeah. Maybe I'll bring, I don't know if they'll let me bring fruits. Maybe I can bring like some gummies, like some gummy fruit things. I feel like they probably wouldn't, and nobody would want to eat that. It's like in the morning, you know, I don't know. Stick to what you know. You can't sloppy that Joe. It's so true. You can't handle these prunes. Lawyers will remove you from jury if you're too sassy. Well, wait, not like, I mean, I'm not in the courtroom talking. I had my moment in the courtroom. They gave me the mic during yesterday's selection process. I made the courtroom laugh twice. And I don't think I'm gonna get another chance to. So I feel like that's done. But in our jury quarters, or something, I feel like there's, you know, yeah, I mean, they look for quiet and digital. Wait, really? Oh no. Well, that's probably okay. If I can not go and work instead, that's probably for the best, to be honest. I have not been opinionated. But to be honest, I don't know. Unless there's cameras in the jury room. There might be. I didn't see any, though. I always check. I thought if I checked for cameras while I was in selection process, I was like, if they're watching me, they're gonna be like, this guy's super weird and suspicious. He should not be on the jury. Still get selected. It's okay. But that's okay. You know, sometimes I'd be curious. I did say earlier also that I don't know what it's kind of scary being on a jury in a way also. Like, you're making a very big decision for somebody and a lot of people, really. And I feel like I, again, am probably, what's the word? Somewhat memorable in terms of my appearance. Latino. Big beard, long hair, shaved, you know, one side. I feel, a part of me is like, what if someone like, I don't know. I'm just imagining all of those like crime movies where it's like, oh, they go after one of the jurors or something. I'm like, it's gonna be me because I'm gonna be the only one they remember. But Should probably just make an effort to fly under the radar. That's I mean, show up wearing a tinfoil hat and talking to self. I think it's too late for that. I think that would have been my chance in the first day. And I kind of tried. I kind of tried to get out of it a little bit. I tried to give them like I'm gonna be awake super late at night trying to get work done, and I'm gonna come here tired. I'm gonna need a lot of coffee. Like, it's gonna be a lot if I'm, you know. And they were like, "You're the best of what we've got." They didn't say that, but I could tell they were gonna say that, and then they knew that they couldn't, you know, show their impartiality. Show up as Stegan tomorrow. Perfect. They won't know. Not that you're the same person or anything. No. I'll just get Stegan to take my place. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's been a very interesting, and they're like, stay up super late. How about just don't? I'm like, I've got work. That's what I explained to them, is like, I am going to have to do, in order to meet certain like freelance contracts and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to have to stay up late in order to get everything done. So if you want a tired juror, I'll be one for you, but I will be tired. But honestly, I feel like I've been fairly like, already I've been like, well, I've been taking a lot of notes. So I feel that sort of kept me engaged. And I don't know. It's just been, it's honestly been a very good experience if people get the chance to, and it's not like completely interrupting everything for your life. You know, I'd recommend trying it out and seeing, or not just trying it out, just see if you want to be a juror, a career juror. If you get chosen for jury duty, like, enjoy it and kind of learn about what that stuff is like, but I don't know. Tired jury is tired confirmed, indeed. I know a lot of the people there have to go to work after the day, like right after they get done, but I mean, I work from home mostly, so I don't, like, it doesn't, as long as I get the work done, it's fine, but it's still like, I'm tired. You know, I also want to stream because I want to keep this up and keep this going, and don't want to lose momentum on that. So it's like, how do I balance everything? If only we had more hours in the day. I don't know who I'm supposed to talk to about that, but if we could get more hours in the day, especially if there was like hours just specifically for nap time, I think I would be for that. I would definitely, I would try to make that work any way I could, because I could go for a nap, but we'll see. I still need to cook food, I guess. I need to go cook some food after this. Need to also do a bunch of work. So we'll kind of see. But anyway, we've been literally sitting in this level for so long, so we can continue. But all right. I don't really know how I want to do this, but we're gonna try something real fast. Oops. Okay, that kind of works, except it doesn't. And I need to figure out how to make that work. Also, hold on. Back from ads. Welcome back, Blue. I hope they were great. I don't know if you got the Coca-Cola K-pop commercial, or I think I saw a Post Malone commercial, maybe. I hope they were all good. Okay. So currently, I can get both of them there. The problem is that two... No, I can't. Oh, wait, it's because I changed this? This would fix that. I can get both of them there. It's just the fact that they're in the wrong order. New Haunted Mansion. Wait, there's a new... Right, they were working on that. I totally forgot about that. Haunted Mansion movie seems interesting. Oh, this is kind of random because I saw that they're making a Haunted Mansion Hallmark Christmas tree ornament. I don't know if you guys saw this in the Discord, but it's worth showing on here. Though I don't know if I'll be able to, I probably won't be able to show you all of it because of like copyright stuff, but Lurk gotta run, have a good rest of the stream. Brad, have a good one. I hope you have a great day. They have made a Star Wars Christmas tree ornament, and it is one of the oddest things that I have seen. Hold on, this might be loud for a second. Pause. It's not loud. I don't think there's any sound currently. I'll play only a little bit because there's like movie sounds, and certainly Disney Disney. But okay, they chose the weirdest moment in Star Wars for a Christmas tree ornament, which it could look longer, but I'm gonna leave tonight leave for tonight. Have a good night, everyone. Card, we'll see you later. It's so good to see you.
What if he doesn't survive?
Okay, so
he's worth a lot to me.
It's the sequence where that is probably so loud. It's a sequence where Han is getting near, you know what I'm talking about. He's getting frozen in carbonite. There we go. I was gonna say carbonized, and I don't think that's correct. But it goes for a long time. There's like lots of like back and forth, and then he's getting jazz handed. It's true. Okay, so then this part is, I think, the best thing. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is crazy to me. Hold on, I'm gonna lower the volume. He actually like blasted dipped. Look at this. Then wait for it. Okay, it definitely takes a while, which is fair. There we go. Look at that. It actually does like a swaparoo, which I feel like is that's actually like very high tech for a Christmas ornament, but also two things. It's interesting to imagine this on my Christmas tree. The other thing is, it is also hard for me to imagine like sitting there with someone for because it's about 2 minutes of like watching an ornament. I feel like that's a lot. It's a lot to ask commitment wise from somebody. Still think that's the weirdest moment to make into an ornament. Yes, I do agree. It is very odd. That would be why it's for sure. It's because they need to do like a swap. It's actually, I mean, the characters themselves are probably incredibly tiny. They use, I mean, a really good like zoom camera to like make it seem that, but if you look at like the size of that in comparison to some of the other ornaments and the Christmas lights, kind of looks like the figures are maybe 2 Christmas lights tall, maybe something like that. They're really small. So yeah, they have to have a thing where it swaps. That's really impressive, I will say. But there was also another one that I posted in the Discord of the next most Christmas moment, which is Jabba just talking in Hut. I don't know what he speaks, but he's it's just him talking, and I think he laughs a bit, which he does kind of laugh very ho 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 ish, which I feel like it fits. But how does return to the start without ruining the illusion? I'm sure it just resets. I bet. I assume like eventually it just goes down and then like it pops back up. It has to. I think as a kid, I would be incredibly fascinated by that. Like if I didn't fully know how it worked, I would be like, this is literally the best ornament I have ever seen in my entire life. I used to have, as a toy, I actually used to have a Star Trek toy. Hold on. I wonder if I can find it. Star Trek. What is their teleporter thing called? Is it just a teleporter? Teleporter. Toy. I wonder if I can find it. It was this. It was honestly pretty dope. This is probably one of the best toys I had. Is there a... Okay. I wonder if I can... Oh, there is! I'll post this later in the Discord or something. Or maybe I'll just show it on stream another day. But, so... This does not look very exciting at all. But this is one of the best toys I had as a kid. Look on and maybe feel sorry for me. But this is probably one of the coolest toys I had. The way it worked... Door like opens in some way or slides open. I think actually the whole walls, I think the way it works is the walls like push off to the side and it opens up a little bit. And what you would do is you would there's like a kind of a standing pad. You would put whatever you want in there. You would probably use Star Trek figures. I don't think I actually owned any Star Trek figures. So I just put any other toy in there. And when you close it back up, and so you're only looking at it from this front viewport. You see the front part of the toy has like the Star Trek buttons. There's actually like a slider thing, I think, on there is how this works. And when you push the slider, as if you're like teleporting them or away, there are mirrors inside the compartment in there that like that shift and move. And so when you do that, it makes the noise like they're teleporting, and then they just fade away. And I think maybe lights turn on. Anyway, it was one of the coolest toys I had growing up. It doesn't actually have much functionality besides that. So I think whenever I was using my imagination, it was very like, this was like a step in the process. You know, they would have to, oh, okay, these action figures have to go somewhere. They're gonna have to get into the teleporter so that they can eventually, you know, get to their location, etc. I'd also just like always like just put my hand in there and be like, where does my hand go? Anyway, I was a very simple child. Let's see. Also, you probably can't hang that on a fake tree. True, without the branches, without it pulling the branches down. We have a few larger musical ornaments from Hallmark, and we just don't put them out anymore. That's totally fair. I had a WrestleMania entrance ramp and ring that would play wrestler songs depending on some little chips in the figure's foot. What? That's dope. That's awesome. I feel like I had a lot of like Batman stuff. I remember a Batman and Riddler. I think I had Two-Face. I think they were probably action figures from is that Returns? Batman Returns? Which one had Two-Face? No, Returns is with Michelle Pfeiffer. Two-Face movie. Tommy Lee Jones. What movie was that? Forever, maybe? Batman Forever? Yes. I think I had Batman Forever toys. I'm pretty sure. Drew Barrymore was in Batman Forever? Who is... Oh, yeah. I totally forgot about that. I recognize the character. I guess she's one of two. Oh, right. Is the other character's name Spice? I feel Sugar and Spice. That's right. I do remember. No, Batgirl was Alicia Silverstone. And that's Batman and Robin, I think, right? Is that a movie? Batman and Robin? No, Robin is in Forever. Hold on. Batman and Robin movie? Yeah, Batman and Robin. I get them all same, honestly same. But Drew Barrymore played a side character who was one of Two-Face's like lackeys, sort of. To kind of go with the whole Two-Face thing. Drew Barrymore was all dressed in white, and her name was Sugar, and then there was a woman who was all dressed in black, kind of more gothy looking, and her name was Spice. And so, and they were both like always on the arm of Harvey Dent. But no, Catwoman was Halle Berry. Oh no. I never watched that one, but yeah, I have no intention. I do not intend to watch Halle Berry's Catwoman, but you know, just never heard anything good about it. I heard recently, like there's quite a few people, sort of a resurgence of that she should be like brought back as Catwoman, and I'm very curious about that. I really wonder, like, why, and if even the studios would go for that. But Batman the Animated Series, Best Batman, that was such a great show. Absolutely. Side note about The Flash, the movie The Flash, I heard that it has currently made less money than The Green Lantern, which was one of DC's lowest rated films ever, I think. I don't know actually how it did in the box office, but it has not beaten Green Lantern in the box office. I refuse to watch The Flash. I had no interest in it really to begin with, to be honest, but yeah, I don't know. It just and I loved The Green Lantern. Did you love the live action movie? I have not seen it. I have heard a lot of people say that it's not the best, but that's totally fine. And different people have different opinions. Anyway, but it's for sure one of the worst performing movies in the box office for Warner Brothers. Flash has not surpassed it. And supposedly the article said that like the Warner Brothers execs are like shocked and surprised by it. Which I find, they said they have not been, that the Warner Brothers execs have not been so excited about a movie since Batman The Dark Knight, I think. So like, just put that into perspective of what they were expecting from The Flash. So I don't know. And I don't really know how they didn't foresee this, because so many people were like, no, why are you doing this? I'm back with Pete's. Oh man, I wish I had Pete's. There are like 3 people in history that have a direct line to my funny bone. Ryan Reynolds is one of them. That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm sure he did a great job. I'm sure a lot of it was probably just like scripting or, you know, something like that. But I don't know much about Green Lantern, to be honest. So I feel like I was just sort of like very, you know. Let's talk about Mango. Is Mango, wait, what about Mango? It depends. Is that your Oh, manga. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Tell us about your favorite manga. Now that you're back. Still trying to figure out. Maybe we'll skip this one. You know what? Maybe we should go back to that other level that I couldn't beat. Actually, let's do this one first. Okay, we have this one. Huh. There you go. You see, easy peasy, completed. I'm being, yeah, I get it now. Yokohama Kaidashi Kiko. Yes, I want to know why you like it so much. The other two are Dane Cook in his stand-up years and Robin Williams. Oh, for sure, Robin Williams, hilarious. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I mean, Robin Williams is great. So it's this manga set in post-apocalyptic Japan. All right, sell me on it. While I try to figure out. So basically, right now, we need both buttons to only get hit once, and then that's it. I need both of them to get hit once. Can I? Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Hold on. I make them go this way. I wish I had like a 3-piece, like that's split into three different things. No apocalypse as in great destruction and violence, but as in humanity has overconsumed its resources and can no longer support great populations. Interesting. All right. I already find that pretty interesting. The problem is also, currently, the way this works is that they only need to be pressed once, and if the two trains are back to back, they like disable them as they move. So again, so maybe we need to split them. This would currently have 2 go to the right. What happened to one? One just keeps going on forever. I still have 2 more pieces. And it follows the day-to-day life of this android watching over a cafe in a very small rural town, and how she witnesses the very slow, calm, peaceful end of the human race. That sounds super interesting. I don't think we do have to use all of the tracks. But, I mean, I will say, I say that, but we have every time. So I could be lying, but I just don't know how I want to, like... The problem I'm having is the split, really. You know? Whoops. Whoops. Ah, okay. That's my bad. I want to see something. See, it kind of almost works. Except that I don't hit the yellow button fast enough. I thought that was the case, yeah. It's a very mono no aware manga, which means it's very concerned with the beauty of impermanent things. Oh, that's super cool. Yeah, I feel like that sounds like a really interesting concept for like a book. I might have to check that out. That sounds super cool. How long is it? Wow, that's a long that's long manga. All right, it's longer than I expect, I think. What does this do? No. So it's a pretty like long tail then. There's no way I feel like that I can get this train to this spot faster, really, because it just goes. Because we need... Well, no, that is not going to work out. And again, whoops. Oops. If I do that... 2 is again too slow. I mean, it doesn't look like there's a way. If you like that, then I recommend Look Back, which is 1 chapter. Wow. That's pretty cool. I kind of like that the idea of it being really short, not because not just because it's short, but because I feel like there's you have to be kind of clever to make to write something in a very short manner and still make it like good, Okay, what if our problem is that 2 needs to go to the right and 1 needs to go here? Kind of the same problem. There's a whole type of man called one-shots, which is a one-chapter story, essentially a short film. That's super neat. Oh yeah, that story really hits. That's Tatsuki Fujimoto for you. Nice. That's interesting. What else have they done? Okay. Okay. What if? Wait a minute. Okay, that didn't work. Unless, nope. Guess I can't. Hold on. Chainsaw Man. Right. Okay. I don't know. No, I feel like, well, I don't know. I guess that doesn't really give them a lot of space still. I was trying to see if there was a way. Am I just stuck here? I am. Wait! Oh my gosh! How did I figure that out? I don't know what just happened, but we did it! So I'm not gonna question it. Alright. Okay, so we go down this way, hit this button. And oh, right. Ads, no!
Thanks,
Sassy!
friendo. Wha-bam.
Thank you for gifting us up to blue. Sassy, that's so nice of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now you don't have to be subjected to, you know, ads for at least a month. I was about to say forever, but just for the singular month. Okay. Be back after this ad break. Blue, we'll see you in a bit. Does it not just like kick you out of ads anymore? I feel like we saw that happen to somebody else, but I thought it used to do that. If you got, it would just like stop your ads in the middle. No? All right. What if we're doing this? What if it's this scenario? Nope, that's bad. This doesn't make sense. This is making the most convoluted. You won't miss the master puzzle solving, and you'll have access to all the amazing emotes. Thank you, Sassy. Last time I got a sub during ads, it crashed my browser tab, but it's back. I feel like I saw someone get... I don't remember where that was. Was that here? I feel like it was in someone else's channel. Maybe Gizmos. They had ads. Someone gifted them a sub, and then they were like, it's still playing. And I feel like I remember... like you would get interrupted, like it would just, maybe once the ad was over it would just stop. But I also could be a liar, and you guys should always, you know, be careful about that. So 2 can't get there fast enough. So I'm going to say 1 has to be the one to hit it. Then 1. Is it something like that? Oh. Right. Oh, also that does not work, because... Hold on. Technically works, but wrong. There's no way that I could make 1 get there faster, I don't think. So I don't know. But welcome back, Blue. Right, I did that last time. I don't know what I'm thinking. We did it. I don't know if I could recreate that. If you guys asked me to play that same level again, I don't know if I would remember how I got to that point. But I think that's fine. I don't need to redo it. I just... Again, remember, we do have the spoiler channel in the Discord in the case you are wanting to chat about the solutions, just in case. Oh man. Also, let's probably go... How many... We have not progressed very far. I don't know if it's because we've been chatting or not. That's okay. We'll see how far we go, because I still have to do a bunch of work today. I also still need to eat. And so we'll figure... I have to figure all of that out. So, yeah, I don't know how long we'll keep going, but... This game is sort of difficult to chat about, IMO. That's fair. Last time, it seemed like you guys were just, like, solving everything. So, I don't know. I just wanted to... Okay. Oh, Blue, that's okay. It's got to be getting late there too. It's almost 10. It is 5:40, so again, it's not super late. But it's for sure later than our normal streams. That's okay. I'm glad that you guys are here. Thank you guys for being here. I know it's like it's not the normal time, but I appreciate. So hold on. What do I do? Hold on. If I... That's not gonna make sense. What happens here? They go forward. So... maybe something crazy like that? No? It's dinner time, though. I'm debating breaking out the mint chip ice cream in the freezer. Oh, that's so Nami. Nom nom Nami. Okay, one is good. We need to... hold on. Is it just something like that? No. How about we get a loop going? That's pretty much what I just did. That's... yeah, that doesn't make sense. They hit each other. Sassy in the future, JPP in the past. Am I the only one in the present? Yeah, it still feels very early. Anytime somebody's like, "Wow, it's so late," or I've been popping into a lot of Aussie streamer streams, and I feel like a lot of them are like, "Wow, it must be like so late for you." I'm like, I mean, it's like 11:30 midnight. I feel like that's okay. I know that that's late for a lot of people, but it's sort of, you know, normalish for me. But I'm okay with that. TBH, the more time spent with Aussies, the better. I say, that's my one life rule. Okay. Like, what does it want me to do? Wait. Yes. That, I feel like that one, I will say, started to make a lot of sense to me. Guess it depends on where you are. You could both be in the past for me. Actually, good point. It's not 9. Yeah, you guys are... I mean, the night is young. I say. The night is young. Okay, so we have 1 and 2 are in different places. Oh, boy. Okay. Is this like... I'm not 100% sure how that worked, but that just made sense based on the layout of the map. I have another 4 to 5 weeks where time has no meaning. Then I have to go back to actually having a bedtime. It's kind of crazy. It's 4 to 5. First try! It was pretty much. Oh, now we have a third car. Okay. Yeah, boy. 3 buttons. Where does this go right now? So we also need to hit perp. What if we do this? Okay, that actually works. The problem is... Oh wait, there's also card 3. I've completely ignored card 3. I'm like, how am I supposed to do this? Hope you still stream when I get back with your way. Thank you for the amazing stream as always, and have an amazing stream, everybody. JT, I hope you have a great day. Depending on how long you're gone, maybe not, but thank you so much for being here. My mom tried to shorten my vacation today, claimed I only had 3 more weeks left.
Cowboy.
JT, we'll see you later. Thank you so much, my friend. Okay, so hold on. Now that I'm thinking about it, I need to use... I caught myself almost backseating, you know. The first one's free. That's not true. Before people start abusing that, it's not true. Hold on. Here's what we do, I think. Let's say first car. Hold on. Maybe it's like that does not work. So, how do we get... Does this make sense? It absolutely does not. As soon as I have the urge to backseat, I head to Discord. First one's free, guys. JP plays up tracks down. No! It's safer that way. I wasted my only one. Okay. I think my guess is car 3 is actually the MVP here. I think that one needs to actually pretty much... Can... Gosh. Let's see what happens. Hold on. If I do this, it's gonna go to yellow. Blue. Does this hit all of them? When does it get... Okay. Does it ever... Okay. Hold on. All right. Can one... I think this is it. I felt very good. Oh, look at them. Are they on an island? Or where are they right now? They look like they're castaways or something. Maybe they're not. Maybe it's just a hot day. They're having themselves some lunch, you know? Look at the good boys. I want lunch. Boop the snoot. Everyone boop the snoot. Gotta boop the snoots. Also, oh, we can't boop the hand. Just boop snoots. Our precious doggos. Our precious doggos. I think that, yeah, for some reason this just looked very Castaway-ish. I think because they also rolled up their pants for some reason. There was just something that I was like, oh my gosh, they're stranded. But how? They were on a train the entire time. I guess my first idea just didn't really make sense. But hold on. Let's go for like not much longer, but let's try some of these. See if we can beat any one of these. Oh, I can't do that one yet. Okay. Right. Does this make sense? Okay. Nope. This has to hit this button. This one. Oh, wait. Ooh. Their train washed out to sea, you know, as you do. It's a common, you know, a common train mishap is just being washed to sea. All right, so this is gonna go to the left and then hit. Oh, I also have a button. Or car 1 also has a button. I made a mistake. So I guess, hold on, I have 18 thingies. So then maybe wait, but it's closed. Why? Oh, because I now hit the thing twice. Okay, hold on. But I need to. But I don't... Oh! Okay, wait, hold on. Hold on. Everybody, calm down. You're being too rambunctious. This one, I like... No, wait, this doesn't make sense. Right? No, wait, it does kind of work. I have 3, 2... Maybe... No. It's not gonna work. What if... No, that's not gonna... So now that one's gonna go to the left here. Oh wait, are we fine? I think we are fine. Yeah, we're good. It just takes it a while. Nice, okay. I think I got confused that it wasn't gonna work, but we're fine. Maybe this will be our last one. Okay. We have one here. What happens here? 10 tracks. There has to be at least one there, or two in front of the trains, followed by this doesn't make sense. Is there... Here, hold on. I wonder how they come up with puzzles like this. Okay, that would send one. What direction does this face? To the left now. To the left. To the left. That does not make sense at all. What? What? I don't know why that works, but it did. And so I'm not... I just kind of sped things up for a bit and it ended up working out. So I'm not going to question it because I feel like if I question it, my brain will hurt. And so I don't want it to. So, friends, I think that's where we're going to stop. I think tomorrow we'll pick up here. We'll continue like we do with any of these types of things. I always try to finish one section before moving on to the next. So we'll go ahead and we'll, you know, if you question it, they will take your victory. I know, yeah, they will. So I think we'll come back. We'll do the 2? No. 4, 5? I still need to do the light ones, yes. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do the 8 that I still need to do here, and then we'll move on to section 5, and then we'll continue from there. Yeah, tomorrow. Hold on, let me move over here for a bit. Let me play for you guys some music. Tomorrow we will be starting either at around the same time that we started today, or maybe like 30 minutes to an hour before. So about 4-ish hours ago, or 3-ish hours ago, depending. Why does it, I feel like either this is not in focus as much, or it's like shiny or something. Also, I feel like the white balance is off. So I hate ever using my camera for anything else, is because when it comes back, I always feel like it's a little different. I feel like it's a little hazy. Maybe I need to clean the lens or something. But anyway, friends, thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me today. I know things are crazy with it starting, stream starting late because of jury duty, and I'm grateful for you guys for hanging out with me, whether you chatted, lurked, or whatever, or just stopped in and said hello. I appreciate the just the support regardless. I know that it's better to have a steady schedule and stuff, but I'm glad that and thankful for all of you guys. So thank you for hanging out. I appreciate. But all right, let me just see real fast. Let's go hang out with Gizmo. Gizmo is playing Bloodborne, and let's go give him we'll go hang out with him for a bit. Happy you were able to make streams work with jury duty. Yeah, I'm glad that I at least wanted to at least do something. So I'm grateful that we're able to make it work. We'd all go through Stegan withdrawals otherwise. So true. But let me see. First of all, Iron Pucks followed me the other day. Thank you, Iron Pucks, for the follow. Again, you guys should go follow Iron Pucks if you have not. Big recommend. Got to hang out with him the past 2 evenings. He streams kind of late. I think he's East Coast Australia. So it's probably kind of late for a lot of you, but you should go support a starting streamer. I think he's only been streaming for a couple months. Wonderful mustache, also just very kind, and seems to be very genuine and wants to sort of use his community in some cool ways. So you should ask him about that. It seems pretty cool. But besides that, Stegan Universe, thank you for the follow. So AKA JT, thank you for the follow. And JT, thank you for gifting a sub to Stegan. And Sassy, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Blue. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support, my friends. But we will be back tomorrow at some time. I don't know exactly when I'll be back, but I'll try to let you guys know in the Discord when I'm going live. So yeah. So keep an eye there. I'll try to give you guys as much of a heads up as I can. But let's go hang out with our pal, Good Game Gizmo. He's playing Bloodborne. And we love him. Our Canadian friend. A wonderful, wonderful pal. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you. We'll see what tomorrow holds. Also, I'm sorry, the music is probably kind of loud. We'll see what tomorrow holds. No idea what to expect. And then in a couple of days, I'll be able to tell you guys if I'm selected to be on the jury for sure, or if I'm just a backup. So, exciting stuff. But friends, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for hanging with me. I know it's late, but I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye!